I love a lot of makes for. What was that?
That was awesome.
For me?
It's like bang! Jeez.
Someone just smashed their keyboard hard, man.
It wasn't me, but I'll do it.
It's everyone. Good evening, good afternoon.
Evening.
Good afternoon.
Good evening.
What's going on? What's going on?
Good morning.
Welcome. Good morning. Jesse's literally just up.
What's the time for you now, man? What's the time?
4:01 p.m.
Oh, PM. That's all right, man. That's not too bad.
I mean, I'm at 1 o'clock here.
It was very, very AM this morning.
Yeah, it was early for you. You were fine.
Well, I mean, I'd slept though. I mean, I was up at like 7, you know. But for you guys, it was very, very. The tables have finally turned.
Right?
Yeah, right.
Good.
So, welcome to everyone. Welcome to Chris, the Nerd Dad. First time streaming with us.
What's up, guys?
If you haven't heard of him, go and check out his channel. Go and give him a little sub. His oh god, man, Chris's video quality is just like.
Yeah, what you use?
You're
Spill the
lighting in
beans.
your camera, man.
I
Come
feel
on.
embarrassed being on this side of him.
I mean, the guy literally looks like he's just jumped out of GTA. I mean, come on. Like, seriously.
What's your rig, bro?
My camera is a Nikon D610 or Z6 II.
Okay. I have
Yeah,
no
it's,
idea when it comes to Nikon.
Yeah, it's one of their newer mirrorless cameras. It's a
Okay.
new one because I think you saw the last one got stolen.
I heard about it. Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, so-
Disney as well. Like, geez.
Yeah, it was. I mean, I'm at 250,000 views on TikTok for that one video I posted about it.
Mazel tov. Damn.
So I just bought a new camera again, same one.
Hell yeah.
So
Yeah, I remember seeing that, and I was like, oh, that's like, and even from a Disney room too. It's like, whoa, wait a minute,
yeah, man, they stole
Like
my
someone-
socks.
that's impressive.
I would even take that as like, wait, why don't you take my socks?
You know, that is the MO of someone who thinks they have an awful lot of time on their hands.
Wait, what?
That's
Am
it.
I missing something? Because I'm not gonna lie, yeah. I just moved my leg, and I just slapped my camera out, so I didn't hear nothing for like a minute. Someone stole your socks, bruv. Nah,
Yes.
that is outrageous.
No,
Oh
they
my
broke
God.
into my hotel room and stole all of our stuff. Including like my camera I normally use for my videos. Stole my socks. Maybe that's their trademark.
man.
They steal socks.
Yo, Chris, can you boost your mic at all?
Yeah.
Can you turn the volume up a little bit.
Better.
Yeah, much. Thank you so much, man. Where's Jim this week? Jim had a family arrangement that he had to attend to, which is fine because family is far more important than coming on and talking trash with me and these guys.
I don't know.
And
About
girls.
that.
That's a stretch.
It's a bit of a stretch. Tim, gotta go watch Tim, go and watch the episode, man. Go watch the episode and come back. It's only 30 minutes long.
38 minutes.
Yeah, it's a short one.
Yeah.
But, and Elvis, hello.
Hello there.
Long time no see.
What's up, dude? Hey, everybody's got their
Hello.
Boba helmets in the background. I need to go grab mine.
I got my Boba helmet on my little Boba statue that I got from Tim. Makes him look like a bobblehead. Pretty funny.
Yeah, it does.
That's so cool, man. It's so cool.
I got my actual bobblehead too.
Oh, we got Jeremy in the house. That's infamous lineup. Jeremy just he hit me up about that Kylo that I just put up. He's like, dude, are those wires right down by the connection? And I didn't even notice. I was like, oh yeah, there is. There's literally just wires coming up from the PCB and then just splitting off into each of the side blades.
Yeah.
Like not even covered. I'm not just completely naked. Just not even covered. So yeah, hopefully that's not an issue. But this week's episode, 32 minutes.
That was really short, man.
Yeah.
Really short.
It was
Really
alright.
short and a lot happened.
Yeah, I was
Yeah,
fine
I
with
think
it.
I think a bit too much happened for the time, but it was good though. It's a solid episode. I see bare people moaning about today's
yes.
episodes. Oh my God, non-stop moaners. Even on my video, people leaving comments. How could you like this episode, man? It's so childish. So,
Well, this is the
I
thing
like
is we say it every single week. Like obviously last week we had the second episode and it was like 52, 53 minutes. And it was all killer, no filler, right?
Yeah.
This week we like the first thing Jesse said this one was, "Oh shit, 32 minutes," and we're all like, "What?" But they seem to consistently use the time very well.
Yeah, and they didn't have to split up the two different storylines because we had like the Tuscan part for like what 2 minutes, if that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was quick.
So it
wasn't that
didn't
long.
feel like we missed out on anything because they
Do you
just
think
focused
that's it
more on
now?
the.
Do you think that's it till like the end, maybe? Like, do you think
I
the
think-
next few episodes will be in the present only, maybe, isn't it?
Maybe,
I mean,
yeah.
They could do a flashback to when they were alive again, but why would they?
No, yeah, they
Yeah.
wouldn't go back further.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe the girl Tuscan will come into present day or something
That'd be so cool, man.
because
Like a
she
little
wasn't
team-
there.
Yeah,
Well, I was
yeah,
just
little
going to say
team
that.
up.
Like, we were
She
talking about that this
didn't show her
morning. Like,
die.
she wasn't there. There was no gaffy stick. There was no body. There was no sign of her at all. And she's a badass. Like, she's
Yeah, you don't miss her.
probably,
Yeah.
She's
I
like,
love how
yeah.
everyone's saying she, because the second they found out it was a female, like
It was a he.
portraying her,
I knew right
everyone's like,
away.
He. And
I
then
could-
everyone's
I could
like,
tell
it's a
right away.
girl. So yes, I'm glad everyone recognizes that it's a female.
Absolutely.
I think that was the first thing I noticed. I was like, all right. Right when she challenged, or when he ran off to the desert or whatever.
Well, someone had posted on Instagram one of the memes being like, "Oh, this is the stunt actress from
Yeah,
a different show," and I'm just
Yeah.
like,
she's like Captain Marvel and
Captain Marvel, and I checked on
she's done so
IMDb
much.
because I want to, fact check sometimes.
yeah,
And now I'm like,
she's a badass.
badassery.
Yeah,
Badass. Loved it.
Well, we're talking about that this morning. It was like, right, okay. They didn't show her. Is she going to show up?
she probably
Maybe
will.
last episode or second to last episode. Which
Something. I'd imagine so. Why not?
do
Yeah,
you
yeah.
do you think that this, and this might sound a little bit friggin' out there, right? But do you think that this female Tuscan might turn into a love interest for Boba?
I don't know.
I
Nah.
always
Cool,
wondered wonder
It
what's
would
be
going
cool,
on
right?
behind the sheets.
It'd
Well, I
be
mean,
cool, but
I'm just saying she's cool regardless.
I think
But, like,
Boba's
could you
celibate.
imagine she took all that stuff off, man, and just like revealed this absolute beauty? You're like, wait a fucking minute here.
I mean, she is
This
good
is
looking,
Disney Plus.
but I don't. Yeah, what they've never shown what Tuscans look like
Exactly.
under the robes. Yeah.
I was heartbroken though when I saw that. Even though it was
Oh
a
yeah, I was like,
flashback and
come
I saw-
on, why did you have to kill them
yeah,
all?
it was pretty bad, and they glossed over it quite quick as well.
Yeah.
This episode
Like,
did not
damn.
stop. Yeah, and then the jacked Chewbacca in the next
Yeah, that
scene.
part was kinda cool.
Mate.
Oh man.
He
You're all-
slapped Boba Fett. Man.
I
He couldn't actually
felt-
do anything.
I felt like he came into my TV screen and grabbed me and
Yeah.
tossed me over there because I like flew out of my chair. I was just like,
Yeah,
I
I
was
did not
so good.
expect that.
I was impressed with some of the animatronics within the mask that they use for him. You can see more facial expressions. Like, you know, it's like
Yeah.
Chewie. You can see his eyes, right, and his mouth would move. But here, he showed more facial expression. I was actually more
Yeah, there's
impressed.
probably more to it.
Yeah,
The
was
sound
glad to see
design
that
was cool
more.
too.
Yeah.
I think he has more details than Chewie though, facial wise. I think
Oh, yeah.
Chewie's
Far-
very
far
basic
more-
as a Wookiee.
Far
Yeah,
more
because this
animated,
guy just
like-
growls, man. He just
Yeah.
growls.
There was only,
and
like-
bites people.
3 like reused Chewbacca sounds, and they were like remixed. It was like all new like Wookiee sounds. It was pretty cool.
Izzy.
Izzy, what's up, Izzy? But yeah,
Someone
I mean,
just put down there. Sorry, Sam. Someone just put that he would snap Boba's spine. Ah, yeah. I see. That was one comment I got a lot. I was like, how has he
Yeah.
not just snapped it in half? Like, yeah, there you go.
Right. I thought he
Well, you
was
could-
like, oh, he's about to go through the
Because it's not
chiropractor
rated
thing.
R. Because it's
Can you imagine like if they just done it? He just
Well, they
snapped
made
it
the
off.
because it's a
cracking
Book of
noise,
Boba
it's
Fett
like, wait a
TV
minute,
show.
did
Why
he
would
find
Boba
this?
die? I don't know.
you could hear it though. You could hear it all, and then you seen
get it.
like you seen his feet going limp, which was
Yeah, yeah,
suggesting
yeah.
like you're like, oh wait a minute here, what's going on?
Maybe he was just trying to knock him out. I don't know.
You
Well, I know
like,
the comic books. In the comic book, they knew each other.
Yeah.
That's why when you first see him, they give obviously you can't see Boba's face, but you can see them lock eyes like they know of each other.
Yo, I like that you could see Boba through the visor though. Sometimes you can see him
Yeah.
talk underneath. It's pretty.
Someone said that last week, and I
Yeah.
didn't notice it, but I did notice it this episode. So that,
I'm gonna have to
that's
notice
pretty sick,
it
man.
when I rewatch it. 'Cause
Yeah.
I don't.
Cool.
I
On the
don't see that.
close-ups, you could see him talking underneath. It's super cool.
I
That
never
is
knew
super
that.
cool because when you think about like Din Djarin, that's all
You don't-
recorded later. You know,
Well, He probably says it and then they just overdub it. I'm sure they overdub it with Boba too, but it's just cool that you could actually see through the visor. Like Mando, you can't see through the visor at all.
Yeah.
It was just that whole scene, man. It was like a total curveball. You know, we're getting like because they lure us into a false sense of like routine and pattern. Like, you know, okay, we've had this little bit. We're gonna go for a flashback now. I mean, and like we said this morning as well. Like every time we get a flashback now, it's that scene on Camino, and it's a little bit more.
It's the same one.
More. It's the same one, but it's a little bit
Reoccurring
more
dream.
Going backwards though. Like this time we've seen
A little bit
Django
before.
taking off from the pad, and then are we going to revert back to a scene maybe in the last episode where Django's actually in the room and something's said,
Maybe.
and then the whole thing plays out because it seems to be kind of going backwards.
Oh man,
Yeah,
do you know?
interesting
I'm
observation.
like a minority person, but I don't know. I feel anyway. I think Django was sick, man. I know he didn't get much like screen time, but Django Fett was awesome, man.
I mean, he did more than Boba originally.
True, yeah,
True.
exactly, man. And he
had a
stood his
full-on
ground
fight
with
scene.
Obi-Wan, man. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah.
Like,
You know, it was just such a curveball though, wasn't it? Like we're getting this, and then all of a sudden it's okay. Why is everything flooding out? Well, oh wait a minute, shit! It's Chrysanthemum. Holy shit! Here we go.
Yeah, that was crazy.
You know, it was like Jesus, and that just
got
came out of
tossed.
nowhere.
It's
do you
like,
think he got defeated too quick, or are you lot happy with it? Because that was another thing. Like people were moaning about two things. The moaning things was he got defeated too quick, and the whole like cyberpunk street kids, which I thought was sick. But
I thought it was
that's just
cool.
Me. Yeah, I thought it was cool as fuck.
The bikes
man.
did seem like they were going slow,
Yeah,
but I mean,
yeah.
for the area they're in, they don't need to go. that
yeah,
fast.
like I don't know.
They
I'm
look,
okay
they look
with
like
it.
Vespas.
I was a little bit
That's what I
concerned when I
thought as well,
first saw them
Vespers.
on screen, but then like
At first, I was like,
just-
man, that does not look like Star Wars, and I was like, all right, I'm
yeah,
cool with it.
right. I felt
Yeah.
like this is a little bit too
I was
like,
like, yeah,
like to me it looked like someone I just like walked into a Comic-Con and just saw like a person like cosplaying
Yeah.
with like
You know
in,
Adam
the car, in the car park, just like suiting up.
right, and then
You know what I actually thought it was a little bit? It was a little bit of a throwback towards your like American graffiti, that 50 style.
yeah.
Does that make
Probably.
sense? Was that just me?
Oh,
No,
yeah,
I,
makes
I
sense.
I did recognize that. And then all of a sudden they were like, I finally saw the details on. I had to pause it because I think what happened was it was panning too fast for me to see the individual details of each person because
Yeah.
each of them are like
They're all slightly different.
they're all slightly different. So I had to pause the TV and actually look at it, and I'm like, I love the guy with the one eye, the girl. Number one, I love it when we see like I see female representation in Star Wars because most
She
of the
was a
time
beast,
they
mate.
were badass.
Yeah,
And then
man,
of
she was
course
sick.
the one guy who just like destroys the mayor's aide's car with his like little shit. Just,
Drill
like,
hand thing.
You got that little flamethrower coming out of his wrist. I was like, I need one of them, man. And the guy
what
with
was
the
it
eye,
Cody
like,
said?
so
Cody
sick.
said this one, like there's fucking Inspector Gadget there. Shit flying out his wrists and stuff, man. I
and the
I-
girl pulled an Anakin on the well to me I mean I saw it I'm like oh my god it's
pod
Anakin
race thing?
for the pod
Yeah.
race thing when she just
Yeah.
goes up and I'm like up
that was a
I
nice.
was
I didn't mind that
Boba Fett
crew,
just
but the
lands,
colors
man.
are what threw me. You don't
Oh,
see.
I
those
like the
primary
colors, honestly. It's very
It
it's
was
very
pretty
different.
bright. It was quite bright. I
They
must
look
admit.
too new and nice,
Yeah, fresh.
but I mean,
It's like something you
Okay.
see out of Back in the
But that's
Future.
kind of how like street gang things are, in it. They have like sick cars, done up cars, or whatever. So like
But
done
if
up
you
bikes.
think
I was
about the
thinking
time
like,
period, think about the time period, like we're right after Jedi, like we've just had 30 years of
you
oppression.
see the girl from Mandalorian, the
Yeah, with
That was in the
droids.
background.
no,
She
that's
was
one
walking
thing
by.
I missed. People
Yeah.
sent me screenshots, so I missed that bad, man.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, I missed that.
Who else? Who else seen Wolfman walking by the Star Cruiser?
is that the original Chewbacca design? Is that? Yeah, I saw. I
Good,
noticed
I
that. I was
watched
like,
I gotta
you know,
watch
like
it.
the what is it called, the Ralph McQuarrie art?
Yeah,
Is that what you're talking about?
yeah.
But you only see him from the back, right?
Yeah, he just they kept him in frame. Like
I did notice that. I
he-
was like, that
he
looks like the OG
lingered
Chewbacca.
he lingered around and shot for a good 10 to 15 seconds, just
Yeah.
walking past the Star Cruiser, you know. And I thought, wait a minute, and it is because they've done exactly the same thing in The Force Awakens, I think, where they had him in The Force Awakens.
Well,
and
isn't that species now
Masquerade.
what Zeb is in Rebels? I'm pretty sure they like switched it over to him.
Yeah, I think so.
But it did look more hairy like Chewbacca, or it could have been the same live action version. I don't know. Yo, Rancor, yeah,
Oh, we're gonna ride
That
that
Rancor thing was an absolute
That's gonna happen.
hype,
yeah.
man.
I was
That
not
is
expecting that.
So sick.
Oh, I was
So
yelling
sick.
at the screen when I saw Machete on TV.
Yeah.
Any trade.
Man,
I've
like
got-
Danny,
I-
what a
I
sick
had to
little
pause
cameo.
and
Well,
bro.
just
huh?
look in. I'm just like, is
Yeah.
that Machete?
So sick.
It would have been
Riding with the
weirder if he
Rancor.
wasn't in it because he's like literally in everything Robert Rodriguez has ever done, right?
Mm.
Yep.
How old is that guy, man? He just keeps on
He's
appearing.
gotta
in
be
He
stuff.
like
doesn't age, man.
60 now.
Like, he
Don't
just
age,
doesn't.
bro.
He hasn't
He
aged in
is the
40
same,
years.
the same face for years, man. He's the same as Keanu Reeves. It's the same
Yes.
like bloodline of vampires, mate. They just do not age.
It's
Somebody said Moochie. We don't think that's
I-
You know
Moochie, do
what?
we?
No,
That
it's not
if I was
Moochie.
at, I saw it, and
Is
the
Moochie
first
a
thing I
girl?
saw of was that goddamn Moochie. That Jim
Moochie is.
kept
I thought
saying,
Moochie
man.
is a female.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
this Rancor is a boy. I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
they said.
But I loved. I mean, of course, also Machete playing that character was just like perfect too. It's just like,
Yeah,
of course, he's the handler for the Rancor. Like, you got to be a badass to handle that shit.
I wonder,
Guys, we've
like,
got
is he just gonna have that small part though? Is he gonna, yo?
Hello.
Sup, Seabass?
I'm tired.
Why?
No, I think he'll be in it more. He's obviously got to be there to train him with Boba.
So
Like,
he's
I
gonna
wonder
be
if
like
he'll
a
be
regular
part of
for
the
that.
action. Like, if they
Definitely going to be in the
That's
next
insane.
episode. He's got to be,
Yeah, definitely, man, definitely.
or anything they do with the Rancor.
I mean,
That-
I see this going to a war with the Pikes where he rides in on a Rancor. I mean,
Oh man,
I'm
that is
so
The
excited.
fucking
man.
Pikes, bro.
There we
That
go.
Rancor is going to eat someone incredibly important. Probably the mayor.
Yeah, man,
Or-
he's gone, mate. He's finished.
Is anyone getting the feeling like the mayor isn't actually the mayor and the mayor's actually the
I
little-
thought he was a fake the
side-
entire
side
time.
guy?
I'm like, something doesn't feel right.
As
the
in,
guy
like,
with the headgear, like the fucking Twilight fucking
Oh,
dude?
he doesn't seem like he doesn't seem like he'd be the mayor though. He's very like
he's too relaxed, isn't it?
but he's very
relaxed, but
evasive.
then he's like, yeah, he's very anxious too.
Yeah.
Mm.
The guy
You
gave
know?
me anxiety. I was watching him and I'm like, ugh.
Yeah, how he acts. Yeah,
I don't know if anyone else felt this way, but the Pike, like continuity wise, I remember having the Pikes having an accent in Clone Wars, and then they're all
Oh.
just talking like normal voices. I'm like, I don't something.
well, I
doesn't
don't think
feel
we've
right.
ever seen them without their masks before, right? Before Boba,
Don't think so.
Wear their mask.
because yeah, when they pulled off the mask in the flashback, I was like, it's different. They got the animatronic, which is cool.
I don't remember. Was he wearing a mask? The one that negotiated
Yeah.
in Solo?
There, I think he took it off. Oh, in Solo, no, yeah, in Solo, yeah, there were masks.
Because remember they were negotiating the rates for, selling them.
Yeah,
slaves
the
or
mask.
whatever.
Yeah, they had the masks on.
Mask on. Okay.
Oh shit.
I like the version of the Pikes though, versus the animated and in Solo, and then this version with the kind of more amphibian-like faces. Like I like
Yeah.
that. I think that's pretty cool.
Well, yeah, that's.
Even
I
their
don't, I don't, I
masks
don't think
are
we've
like
seen
more
them
rounded.
before. I think it's new.
Yeah, I don't think we've ever seen Pikes live action before.
Mm-mm.
Like, at least I've never seen it. But I do I like the species completely. I think they're cool. I think the Pikes have always been intimidating. So when I heard that, when obviously the Hutts were like, "Oh, we're leaving because shit's about to go down," and they're like, "There's another boss in town," and then I kind of like put two and two together that it was the Pikes. And I'm like, no one ever wants to fuck with the Pikes. They must be that badass in the entire universe.
It's not even just
That's
a
the
couple
Pikes
of them. It's a
that
bunch
ran
of
the
them.
Spice Mine in Solo, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you see like 3, I think maybe. I don't know.
And now we're getting a gang of them.
Yeah, you see like a ton of them come off that ship.
Yeah.
It's like a dozen.
Do you think we're going to see the biker gang from the flashbacks come into the present?
I
Oh,
hope
he
so.
was all
If
messed
it's
up.
not
I-
covered in a flashback, then yeah, Boba gonna get him.
I don't know
I
if
need
he'd
someone
let
to
them
beat their ass.
slide. I don't
he
think he'd
wouldn't- he
let them
wouldn't.
slide for that long, man. So I think
Oh,
that'd
no,
be
no, no.
finished. I think you'll
Or
be
maybe if
finished
he just
in the
couldn't find
flashback.
him.
They're
Well,
asking
'cause,
me to
yeah, I
beat.
think maybe he need to get his armor to fight him.
How
Oh
long?
yeah, maybe,
Mm.
maybe,
So he had to
maybe.
do
How
all
long
that,
is
go
it?
through Mandalorian, now he's here.
How
So
long
maybe-
is it between the end of Jedi and, for example, like now? How many years is it? 5 years?
5.
Is
Yeah,
it 5
5.
years?
There's 5
Five.
after the star blows up, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
from the start of Mando. But I heard like every flashback is actually a really big time jump. Someone was telling me.
Well, yeah, because
You see-
that last one, it had the stormtroopers with their
Yeah.
helmets on the spikes. That's
Yeah,
bigger
yeah,
than
yeah. So
Mando.
that's like they're trying
Yeah,
to
That's
catch
after
up,
Return of the
wasn't
Jedi.
it? Yeah.
So
First season of Mando, isn't it?
it's already
Yeah.
there in first season of Mando. It shows
Yeah.
them putting it up in
Yeah.
Boba. So
Oh yeah, you're right. So it's
within
Yeah. So even the
couple of
flashbacks
years.
now, like big jumps. Yeah, I think he'll probably like slap that gang in the flashbacks, but then I think he'll meet the female Raider in the present, maybe like near the end. She'll like join to help because that line he says he's going to war, man. That's so sick. Do you think Jack Chewie's coming back?
I think
Or
so.
do you think
Dude, he
that
let,
is
he
it?
let him go. He
hope
was like, "Yeah,
so.
dude, get out of here."
That'd
Oh,
be
yeah.
sick.
Right.
When he comes back
Jack
at the end,
Chewie's
like,
gonna be like, "Yo, dude, I'll help you out.
yeah,
Or
that'd
I'll
be
pay
so
him
sick,
or something.
man.
He'll hire him."
Yeah. And do you think the Jabbers, the Hutts, do you think they're just bluffing it, or do you think they are gone, mate? Because it's a bit
Well, they
weird.
want
Isn't
the
it?
war. Yeah, no, they.
It's just weird, like, innit? You come in episode 2 and leave episode 3. It's just so quick. So I don't know who to believe anymore, man.
Maybe, I don't
Maya
know.
is all BS.
I mean, I didn't
People
expect
going crazy.
any of the stuff that happened in this episode to happen. So
Yeah.
they're just gonna keep throwing curveballs
It would be a bit strange for them to gift him a Rancor and then still want
to fight him.
to
Yeah,
fight with
Yeah,
him. like,
that's true, actually. Yeah.
you know, here, have a crazy, huge
Take
weapon.
everything.
they
We're
just,
Yeah,
they just
now.
added to his team. That'd be a
know?
wild team, dude.
I feel sorry for them guys carrying those fat asses, bro. I was looking in the background.
was
I didn't
staring
see
at
any ship. There was no ship. There was no cars. There was no nothing. So
I was
allegedly,
staring at them
they
again,
carried
like,
them for
"Poor
miles, mate. Oh,
We've
piss.
seen them again when they were stood
Outrageous.
still. We've seen them again, like the knees were buckling, the arms
Oh
were
yeah,
going.
yeah.
I felt bad. I was just
And
like,
he was
you know.
wiping his sweat again with that stupid rat thing, man.
A stupid rat.
I think it's funny to think of the Hutts like 5 minutes later when they're 100 yards away, like looking at their watches, like, geez, maybe we should have brought speeders. Like, I mean, how slow is their transportation?
Or even the guys just carrying them, where they like whispering to each other.
Right.
It's like, we gotta go this far.
Yeah.
It was no, I definitely think the Hutts are done. I think they're gone. They've given them the Rancor, and we said this last week. It's like there's obviously going to be some sort of tough war or gang war. It's going to be Boba assembling a crew.
The Avengers.
The Avengers.
Oh, mate.
Fucking Thanos is just going to come into it, man, with the fucking Infinity Gauntlet and just, done. That's it. The end.
Or do you think Boba would go throughout Tatooine and look for more, or the Tusken Raiders? Think about like in the movie Avatar, James Cameron, how he
Well, he'll probably get,
went around
get
and rounded
Homegirl
them
back.
up. Yeah, and he just rounds them up.
Somehow
and try
find
to-
her, or I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That
because
could be
there's
a thing.
multiple
Like maybe
tribes.
she, yeah, exactly.
That
Maybe
too,
she
yeah.
finds a new tribe, innit? Maybe she escaped, found a new
Yeah.
tribe, and at the end she finds Boba, and then you've got like a
Mhm.
little mini raider army again, isn't it?
Yeah.
That'd be sick.
Yeah, man.
I don't know. I
You can
thought
see
the pile of
go on,
bodies
go.
wasn't that many people. Like I felt
Yeah.
like there was some missing, you know?
Mm.
I felt it was. I'm like, I knew there was two. I'm like, there was more than that.
They gotta have-
around.
I feel like how they like show the Tuskens like in a good portion of this. There's no way that it's only for like backstory. Like I think they're gonna
Mm.
get implicated into like the
Yeah,
main
yeah,
story.
They're ramping up to something,
I know.
5, 6, 7.
Yeah, man.
Like they're definitely ramping up to something. The storyline itself, pardon me, the present day storyline. It's when you think about the present day storyline, it's just kind of chugging along. It's not. There's a lot going on, but in terms of the actual time itself, it's just kind of chugging along gradually. The flashback, we're getting a lot more in terms of
Flashbacks are jumping. That's why.
Flashbacks are
Yeah,
jumping
yeah.
like boom, this portion, boom, until I completely. And that I think that's helping the whole series move along as a whole. But if we're not going to get as many flashbacks in the next one, who knows? The next episode could be another 50-minute episode.
Oh,
We
yeah,
just
man.
don't know what's going to happen.
I think because it's self-contained. Like I can't tell how many days, weeks, or hours it's been from episode 2 to episode 3. Whereas
Yeah.
when you watch Mandalorian, you're like, okay, cool, he's going to this planet in the next episode. So you can think hypothetically, my man is literally sleeping and he wakes up. So let's just say that's a day. But in Boba, there's nothing to like. You know
Yeah,
what I mean,
it's just a
Mhm.
desert.
yeah, it's just a desert, man. One thing I noticed, and probably everyone's noticed it, but I like that the show gives us something that we think we know, i.e., the Tusken Raiders are twats. Nah, they're cool, bro. The Rancor is just a useless monster. Nah, he's cool, man.
He's a dog.
Chewie is a dick. Nah, he's cool, man. The Fett's a dick. Not Fett, sorry. The Hutts are dicks. Nah, they're cool as well, man. And yeah, I like that. It's giving us something, showing that they're not like how we think they're like. Yeah, man.
Yeah,
I
They're
like it.
definitely expanding a lot more on certain things, you know.
It kind of with the Hutts, it kind of reminded me of in Clone Wars when there was that whole arc where Obi-Wan went and to Nal Hutta was trying to find all these different Hutts, and like for the longest time growing up, the only Hutt everyone knew was Jabba and how like gang boss he was. So when I saw the twins, I'm just like, oh, they're probably gonna be like gang boss like him, but they're just like, now we're kind of like more business people. So like, have fun with your bullshit on Tatooine because this place is a dump. They literally said this place is a dump.
Yeah, this is a shithole, man.
It's not worth it.
They're like, we're piecing out. You got to piece out too because shit is gonna go down. If you want to be on this dump, that's on you. But take the advice. And then they left like proper businessmen destroying the legs of these poor men carrying them.
Yeah, man.
This is a really good question from
I
Shannon.
hope when they go back to Nal Hutta that those men don't have to do that shit.
They need some physiotherapy, mate. Up in their knees, shoulders, everything. Some massaging.
Each of them back to tank.
Do you guys think that Boba will recruit other bounty hunter for this? What do you think?
Yeah,
We'll get
Jack Chewie.
We'll get Jack Chewie, yeah.
Yeah, man.
I think boss.
Get him back in here.
Spent too much time and effort and budget on that to just have him go, okay,
Yeah,
I'm
man.
done. Bye-bye.
I think he'll come back.
Yeah.
If he comes back in the end to help Boba, just as like a favor, and then at the end he's like, "Cool, I'm out, I'm done." I know that'd be so sick, man. But if he's gone for good, it's kind of a waste, man. A lot of people are saying that like they wasted him. Obviously, you ain't seen the rest of the show yet, so you don't know what's up. But yeah,
If you think,
I could buy that. I mean, if that was all we got of him, you're right. That wouldn't be very much.
Yeah.
if you think about,
I think Bosk will show up.
That'd be
Boss?
sick.
well, I was just going to come to that there actually, Seabass, was the fact that you think about the way things are going just now and the speed that it's moving at. We're not just going to have a bunch of back and forth on another 3 episodes and then have a big fucking face off in the last one. Like, do you think he's going to leave planet to find Bosk or to recruit Bosk or something like that? And
I don't know.
I don't think my guy's
Boba
going to leave the whole
realizes-
planet, man. I think the whole show is going to be on Tatooine, bro.
Yeah.
Every single episode, man. That's what I think.
It does kind of feel that way. But I also love the fact that I didn't expect anything this episode. So it's like I'm looking forward to just discovering what they want to share next.
Exactly.
You know, it's
Yeah.
all going to be.
It's really turned into one of those shows. I mean, it's like we keep on saying it. It's the complete opposite from what we got with the Bad Batch, which was the last show that we had.
Mhm.
You know, it's the complete opposite. Like every week, it was like, oh, okay, what we're gonna get this week? Like fucking dreading it. You
Don't
know?
tell me about Bad Batch. Bro.
Exactly.
Every
Every
week,
week,
let's
bruv.
talk about it.
But
My
this is what I'm
depression is
saying.
coming back, fam.
This is what I'm saying, though, man. Like it's completely different with this show because it's like you're just like, cool, just lay it on me.
Mm.
You know, not worried, looking forward to it every single week. You know,
I got a
like,
feeling during this episode that I was like, I could watch this for multiple seasons. Like, I think there's going to always be something interesting about this
Yeah.
character that he could be doing.
Mm.
You know, like, is this really just a one and done season, or is it going to be left? I mean, if they're going to do it proper, it should be one and done, right? Because it should be epic. It should just be that one thing. But I could totally see this turning into a recurring series.
I mean, maybe he'll join back with Mando or something.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah,
I
maybe
do
the last
like-
episode, isn't it?
Yeah. I do like how
That's
Boba's
something.
getting more care. Like to me, like the only way I ever saw or ever watched Boba was on the films and through Mando, and that's about it. Or saw him in the parks at Disney. And so to me, Boba was very like a one type character. But seeing him on screen now is like making me fall in love with him more. I'm just like, this guy's actually funny. Because there's
Yeah,
moments
he's funny,
he's just cracking up. Like with the
And
whole
he's
thing with the
rubbing the
Banthas last
Rancor.
week. Yeah,
And
he's
he's
like,
going, good
like, my
boy,
baby.
good boy.
And I'm
Like
just
a bantha.
like that cracked me up last week.
Yeah.
And I'm like, is this a
It's so
Star
good.
Wars show? I'm like laughing. And they're giving him so much character. I love it. Like he felt like he like basically was in a puddle when he saw the Rancor. He's like, wait, if this guy opens his eyes and the first thing is me, he's gonna like, this is my baby.
Mm.
And he's like, I'm gonna make this, like, can I ride him? Like he got so excited. And I'm like, I don't think I've ever seen this in a Star Wars character.
Yeah, when he
before.
said we're gonna have to get you a name, I was like, oh, that's cute.
Like, right?
That was sick, man. The Rancor thing was so sick, man. Like, oh man, that'd be last episode thing, definite. Like the big finale thing, riding it into town because they kept mentioning it. You got to come into town on Saturn, and that's a big flex if you walk in with on a Rancor. Man.
I'm also just happy they filled the pit because I'm like, if you're just gonna leave the Rancor pit empty this entire time with no type of.
At first, I thought they were gonna keep Jack Chewie. Like, oh, he's the beast now. Kind of like how Chewbacca was in Solo.
They're
Yeah,
like, you gotta
that's
fight,
exactly
you gotta
what I
fight this
thought,
guy
too.
down here.
It's gonna be trapped in there on a chain.
Do you think Han's going to show up?
Nah.
There's been massive rumors online about it. Like, it's
I'm pretty sure didn't he
gaining
sign like
traction.
contracts to, if they needed him in Star Wars, he'd have to come back when they did Solo. I'm pretty sure.
Or just
Pretty sure everybody has to sign stuff like that. I don't know. I mean,
I'm sure he won't mind when they turn up at his house and they're like knocking on his door and he opens the door and he sees this big ass truck and he's like, yeah, in the truck's a bunch of money, man. Can you just sort us out for a few days? And he's like, yeah, cool, man. But no, I don't think he'll come just because the thing with Mace, even though I hope Mace comes, but he won't. But if he does, I'm down. But
yeah, same.
it'll undermine Boba Fett's role in his own show. That's why I don't think.
Well, unless
Han
Boba
Solo
kills
will
him.
come, man. Yeah, I know you just want him to die so bad. It's so bad, bro. You're so evil to Mace.
Payback.
Mace dies.
Yeah, he would end up forgiving him instead of killing him, though.
Yeah,
That's
man.
the
Give
Boba
it-
we
I
got.
don't
Bro,
know,
hug
bro.
and all
Those
good.
he's reliving those dreams every episode.
Yeah, they keep
Yeah.
showing
It's like
flashback,
it's
mate.
like torment. It's like
so-
Well,
tormenting him.
then he
He missed
wouldn't have
the
learned anything. Then he wouldn't have grown past
Shut up.
his kid state of wanting revenge and in the Clone Wars. So that's not a very good hero's journey.
I know. It ain't
He's
gonna
a
happen.
changed man.
I think
He's gonna rule with respect, not fear.
Yeah, man.
After
The
he
respect
kills
thing
everyone,
is
He
so
can go with
sick,
respect.
man.
Yo, you killed my daddy. I'm gonna kill you.
I respect you for it.
Respectfully.
Respect. I'm gonna
Listen,
kill you.
He
Respect.
kept leaving me on Camino. I watched him go like 67 times.
another
I'm
name
gonna,
that's
I'm gonna
come up
rule with
every-
respect after I shoot Bib Fortuna and step over his body.
That
I
was
respect everyone.
Yeah, it's fucking
Yeah.
cold as shit, man. Another name that keeps on coming every week is Kira, Crimson Dawn.
Yeah.
Like, I think if
Yeah.
Crimson Dawn were going to be a part of it, we would know by now.
Could be an end reveal, wouldn't it?
Last
Something.
episode.
Yeah,
There's a
segue to
lot of
season 2.
there's a lot of space to explore with this Pike War. A lot. Like
Mm. Hope they don't
Well,
rush
isn't
it
this
now. 'cause
kind
It's
of
starting to
the,
unfold really nice. Hope
This
they
is
don't
kind of
rush
like the
it.
Star Wars underworld that George Lucas was trying to develop in the first place. Like,
Yes.
not necessarily like as he envisioned it, but this is kind of like the fruition that's coming out.
Yeah.
Did you lot know about that Star Wars? Is it Star Wars 1313 or whatever it was called?
Oh yeah,
Game?
1313. Yeah.
When that was supposed to be like underground criminal stuff, man. I know I keep tripping over it, but every time
And get back.
that guy said like, yeah, it's a gang and they've augmented themselves and stuff, I was like, oh man, that's so sick, cyberpunk style. Like, I know the bikes were a bit rainbow, but I think that's what I want to see,
Yeah, I
man.
was
Some
cool with
proper gang stuff, like, yeah.
I'm glad he just like he added people to his team because I was like worried. I'm like, for him to want the respect he needs a little bit more than
Yeah.
Fennec. I love
Two
her.
pigs and Fennec. Fennec's a beast, man. She is goated, mate, in this show. Every episode she does something sick.
And she's flexing on everything. Like all the food's in front of her, she's eating it. And he goes,
Yeah.
eat. And he
Feet
goes,
on the desk,
nah.
eating it.
I'm like, dude. She's literally told him, "You're now eating like a king. Freaking eat."
I
think
think
all-
she's
I
gonna
love the
die.
line after the Hutts left, and she's like, "Some gift." When they had the Rancor, I was like, that's funny. Just little lines like that is so perfect for that character.
She's so sarcastic, isn't she? But she plays it off so well.
Yeah.
I think she's gonna get the chopping block.
Nah.
I think she
The
is.
fans will be raging, mate.
You think
I
she's
do-
gonna die?
Nah,
I think
no
if anything,
way,
she'll probably get hurt in some way in a battle.
Yeah, maybe
and,
her.
like,
Yeah.
but I don't think she'll die.
I think it's more likely Boba dies and she takes over than her dying.
Mm,
Some people would fucking riot.
Yeah, that'd be no.
could you imagine? Fucking hell. They can't. I mean, celebration's 4 months away. They can't do that. Holy shit.
Yeah.
You know. What do you think, Sebastian? Like, what's your kind of overall kind of overriding? Because you haven't been on with us. Like, what's your kind of overriding thoughts on everything so far, 1 through 3?
1 through 3. I thought that the exposition's been pretty good. I got worn out on the Tusken stuff pretty quick. I'm kind of against the flow on that. Like, I think 2 was probably enough to like chill with those guys. I think they are going to come back. I think the Pike War is probably going to culminate with them, uniting with the Tuskens and stuff. I like how open-ended it is, because Boba has always been just an enigma until we saw him in Clone Wars and all of that kind of stuff. So we never really know who he is, what he is. All we know that he was like a really badass character, but at the same time, he's still kind of a little bit of a bumbling idiot because he got knocked out into the Sarlacc pit by a blind guy. And the show does really well at kind of riding that line of him being able to absolutely kick a lot of ass, but at the same time pull the rug out from him, as has happened to him in the past.
Everybody gets mad.
I like that it's low stakes. I like that I don't have to worry about who's related to who and what implications of these are. Everything's so tangentially connected that I don't have to stress about if that background character or that stormtrooper knocked his head in A New Hope is going to turn into Snoke. I don't have to worry about that kind of stuff, and that's really refreshing.
True.
You just had to get Snoke in there, huh?
Oh yeah, baby.
Had to throw some last bit in there.
Oh, I wasn't going to bring it up. I was just commenting about the that was one of the bigger topics of the sequel trilogy was the speculation behind that character or Rey's character or all of the stuff. And then you put that kind of
we
stuff
don't worry
on
about
pedestal.
any of that.
Yeah, and then you put that kind of stuff on a pedestal, and that pedestal turns into an expectation that's just doomed to fail.
Yeah.
And then people get mad.
You're completely right when you say it's low stakes, because it is, because there's no expectation with this, which is their fucking golden ticket.
It doesn't need to be high stakes, doesn't it? It doesn't need to be like Jedi, a new planet every episode. It don't need to be nothing like that. It just needs
The
to
universe
be
about to
the
get
Godfather,
destroyed.
mate.
Yeah.
In Star Wars, man. And
we don't need new characters. We don't need. Oh wow, I already forgot her name. The show's faintly impacted me on Bad Batch. I forgot.
Oh,
her
do
fucking
not
name.
say her
Omega.
name. Do not say
Yeah,
her name.
It's been said,
mate. Every time I come on this live stream, my blood pressure rises, mate. Before I leave.
Omega.
Well, I mean, it would. I don't know. She's the only other unaltered clone, right?
Imagine the last episode. Hi guys.
Oh,
mate. Nah.
I can see Simon already just throwing
game
his
over,
computer, and he's walking out.
Bro, what if she does?
And I got Kimura in a female makeup.
I wouldn't discount her coming back, and I also wouldn't discount her getting an Ahsoka treatment. I mean, because she's just a kid, which is kind of how we met Ahsoka, and everybody really did not like that character. But as we got to know her and got to grow with her, I mean, she's Omega's gonna be growing up with a bunch of vigilante clones in kind of a war situation. There's no way she's not going to become hardened and somewhat jaded. So she might come back and give even Fennec a run for her money. I don't know.
Well, that's the thing. We've had that
she does see.
crossover.
They do actually meet. I forgot.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Mm-hmm. We've had that crossover with Fennec in the Bad Batch, which was awesome. Let's be honest, one of the kind of finer sides of that whole fucking shitstorm.
I will say this though, real quick. I hate her helmet. I got to get that out.
Really?
I really do not.
Helmet?
I really do not like her helmet. It looks weird.
Why don't you like it, man?
Because it looks weird and dumb. Oh.
It looks like the the helmet that the fucking Changeling wore in Attack of the Clones.
It looks like a reverse
fucking,
gut
like-
bill that's collapsed on her
I was gonna
own
say,
head.
yeah, it
So
looks
you
like
gotta
a
think
like a
about
toucan or
Boba's
something.
was based off of a knight's armor, right? From like the King's
Oh,
Arc or
yeah,
whatever.
okay.
So the
Yeah,
T
like the-
visor, and now what's the name of the people that ride the horse with the
Jousting. Yeah, it's a jousting helmet. No, you say
jousting
that,
helmet?
and
Yeah,
I'm
so it's
immediately-
another
immediately
type
there.
of knight's armor. I think is what it
Yeah.
might be based off of.
All right, well, now just like the mopeds, I'm completely flipped and I love it.
I want a moped like that. Like when I saw it, I was just like, I kind of want that. Not that I really want that. I actually, with Isabel saying
Which
Power
color?
Rangers,
Yeah.
the blue one, because
The blue one? I like the red one.
someone just said the Power Rangers, and I'm like, that's
more
what
insurance.
that's what the bikes reminded me
Yeah, the
of.
guy said so.
It is kind of Power Ranger-ish.
It was
Yeah,
a little bit Power
bit.
Ranger-ish.
I really like the idea of them being like, these hipsters, but it just doesn't fit Tatooine. The color scheme just doesn't mix well.
Yeah, like how
But
they
I
keep
really
that
like
lane.
the idea of the bikes, like these, like Harleys that they want in these
Yeah.
cool rad colors or whatever. It's so abrasive up against Tatooine. It just doesn't look like it fits.
It doesn't blend at all. Like people were saying straight off the bat, Coruscant. It would be a lot better if it was on Coruscant or well, I was going to say Kijimi, but Kijimi's fucking gone. Anyway,
But other than lightsaber
digress.
colors, have you seen a primary color in anything Star Wars? Like everything is muted or
Yeah.
old or
Right.
weathered.
No, that's a
That
really
was-
good point. Yeah.
it was very loud. It was very, very loud. Those colors.
Aside from like at least decorative stuff, because the only time you ever see like crazy colors like that, or even primary colors, is on wardrobe.
Yeah, Padme.
Padme's wardrobe, Coruscant's wardrobe. Because Naboo's wardrobe is very there's a lot of planets that the people of the planet have very bold colors or primary colors or neon colors for wardrobe, but for landscape, everything's been very muted, like very textbook, same thing.
If you think about it as well, the time
Even
period
if-
that we're in, we're just after Jedi and everything. We've just had like 30 years of oppression by the fucking Empire.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, like everyone's wearing
order and
rags and have
stability,
all these
thank you.
old raggedy ships and shit. And all of a sudden, these fucking kids have got these like fucking brand new sparkling Vespas.
Maybe that's the point, though, isn't it? Like,
Yeah,
they've
actually,
been
no,
under the ruler of an evil old bastard. And you know what? It's time to paint my motorbike, man. Baby blue and pink. Maybe that's the idea, man.
It's them rebelling. They're like,
That's it.
I can do it. Fuck off.
The
I
other
wanna-
thing
I
that
think
I
it's
thought
kind
about
of-
that group is that I almost wish that they were tattered and kind of raggy, like they just survived this time frame. And I'm cool with the cyborg stuff, but I would have liked it if it was a bit more
Okay.
Mad Max, a bit more like they had to piecemeal this stuff together versus it looking like something they got from the Apple store and plugged into their
Well, it
eye
had that
socket,
feel.
Well,
to
you
it.
already
It
got
had
that with the other biker gang.
Yeah.
Mm.
I suppose, yeah.
And I think that's
had-
kind of the point, though, is to kind of show the juxtaposition of what the old guard and what things used to be. And I think Sam's actually put it pretty well. This is them rebelling. And honestly, looking at now that I'm 30 and I my back hurts and I'm old as hell, looking at seeing some seeing some of the trends and some of the popular stuff that's coming out. I'm now starting to identify with my older peers, being like, what the hell? Why do you have such a nice bright bike in a desert? That's ridiculous. But they'll just be like, saw it off, old man. Like you don't get it, you nerf
They're
herder.
like, okay,
Yeah,
boomer.
man.
Yeah, okay, exactly. Okay, boomer.
I mean, here's the thing they've clearly messed up, right? Tatooine has 2 suns. There's no way in hell that red is staying that fucking shade of red for any any length of time under 2 suns.
They
and
keep
that's
up
the
with them.
arrogance of youth. They'll learn that. And then their pretty cool bike gets fucked up, and then they'll become jaded, and then they'll turn into us, and then they'll look at the kids growing up and be like, "What the hell are they doing?"
I just really want a backstory on them because they look too shiny. For me, they look too shiny to have come from Tatooine. And
Yeah,
number
fair.
one, for all the enhancements they got, I'm like
Boomers.
in Mos Espa, like I mean, yeah, I guess they were working in the workers area, so there could have been a little bit more money there. But they seem like they got those stuff from different places. Like I feel like they've gone off world.
Yeah, maybe they're
They
not
had to
born
have.
on Tatooine, innit? Maybe they've like.
I mean, the
gone
handlebars
from
are chrome
planet
for crying out loud.
to
Yeah,
planet.
they're definitely
Not even
somewhere else.
lightsabers are chrome.
What are you talking about? Prequel lightsabers are all chrome.
That's what I'm saying.
I wanna get Chrissy's point of view on the kind of same question. Like, 1 through 3, dude, so far. What are your thoughts on it? What's the kind of, for you, the worst part, the best parts? What are you looking forward to the most, or what have you been impressed by the most?
I mean, I like the fact that I can sit there and actually relax and watch the show. I'm not sitting there anticipating, exactly what we were saying, connection to the sequels. I can actually sit there and not worry about, who's making a cameo, who's this, you know what I'm saying? It's just I can actually sit and relax and watch the show instead of nitpicking things like, oh well, that wasn't this or that wasn't that. I can actually really sit. I can drink coffee and enjoy it and watch it. Compared to like season 2 Mando, I'm hopping up and down. Exactly. So that was the one thing I can sit and enjoy and actually really pay attention. It's actually more to me, it's more storytelling. We're getting more backstory of Boba. And now with new characters, I'm wondering if we're going to get more backstories on them.
And I think that's the beautiful thing about this whole series is the fact that we have no expectations. It's pretty much it's a story within a story. We had the we had the big reveal in Mando, obviously, that Boba's alive. So now we're getting the backstory. How did he survive? What journey did he go on through the 5-year stints?
I will say episode 1, when we saw him get out of the Starlight pit, I was like, that's what I wanted to see. Literally the very first
that was
episode
the one expectation I think everyone had.
Exactly. And I was like, okay, now I don't have any more expectations because that's what I wanted to see.
And the fact that they gave us more of that flashback as well in episode 2. They gave us a little bit more of that, and they done that really, really well because it wasn't like a one and done. Like, this is how it happened. Let's move on. It wasn't like that at all. It was they're gradually feeding out that information, and it's working for me. It's working really, really well. I think the whole series is going to pivot on 4 and 5. We know that 6 is going to ramp up to a big finale in 7, unless they do a fucking Bad Batch and just leave us all hanging. But we can't see a second season coming because there's nothing being, unless they do a Bad Batch and say, oh, by the way, season 2 is coming next year, because that's what they've done with that. So I think the whole thing is going to pivot on. I wouldn't even say 4 and 5. I would say the next one 4. I think the whole series is going to pivot on the next week's episode, whether it's 32 minutes or it's 40 minutes.
3 episodes will be crammed.
Well, that's where they need to be really careful now, because we look, and again, I keep on referring to the fucking Bad Batch, but let's be honest, there's a reason for that, because the time usage was shit. They didn't effectively use the time in that at all. They had how many episodes? 16?
7,000 episodes. Man.
7,000 episodes, right?
I feel we covered Bad Batch for like nearly over 3 months.
3 months.
If you think about that, innit, yeah. 3 months.
We covered Bad Batch.
That is so bad. That is way too long, man.
And out of those 3 months, maybe like 4 weeks was, in my opinion, was actually like, and that includes the first week.
Guys, we've got our guest, Mr. Zach.
Yo.
Hey, beautiful.
What up, dude?
How you doing, bro?
What's up? Sorry, guys. Work has just been crazy today.
No apologies needed, man. Thanks for coming on and taking the time.
You're making money, man.
Yeah. Hell, I'm trying. Barely.
Making dollar, bro. Making dollar.
How are you guys today? What's going on?
Well, I think we're all good for the most part. Jesse's tired. Seabass is tired. It's all Seabass's fault. I still haven't slept. Like
you woke up at like 7
Yeah,
a.m.
I was gonna say that's what time you got up.
That ain't fair, dog. Come on.
The tables have turned, Mr. Ravens. The tables have
I know.
turned. Dude, you were dead last night. You were like, legit.
All I saw.
I watched the episode and then I was just like, peace out. Yeah,
Oh,
dude.
man. What did you think, Zach?
It was a little bit slower of an episode, but it was good. I liked it. We got to see homeboy, forgive me, the Wookiee come and just obliterate shit.
He's called,
So that was
Jack Chewy today.
Jack
Jack
Chewy,
Chewy.
man.
Jack
Jack
Chewy.
Chewy, man.
Hashtag Jack Chewy.
JC.
hell yeah.
JC.
Hell yeah. That was dope. And then they kind of left the door open for that, obviously, right? Like, hopefully he comes back as an ally. I thought it was good. I'm gonna say this every week. I'm gonna be that guy. Every little bit of like Camino and like Django, like I'm just like, oh my god, I love it so much. So
It's got to be building up
But,
to something.
yeah, I think there's gonna be a Django flashback for sure. That would be amazing.
I would imagine like those little pieces of episode they show Camino in every episode. If you take each clip and you connect them together, it creates a full sequence of something.
Yeah,
And, you know,
for
I can
sure.
see
They keep slowly adding to it. It seems like.
Yeah,
Hey,
Oh,
Charlie.
I didn't
What's
even
up?
noticed.
Yo.
it was obviously a big moment, whatever that part is for him, you know. So it's pretty cool. Super bummed about the Tuskens for sure.
Did you all see Mace, Jesse? Sorry, dude, but what? We fucking
I
missed
just-
something?
Mace Windu was in the background, dude.
Fuck
Yeah, man,
off, he
chilling.
wasn't.
He was walking around Tatooine.
Yeah, just like Darth Maul was in episode 2.
Hell yeah.
No.
But no, I think it was good. I'm glad we got just a little bit flashback and then they got right back into the story. I thought that
Yeah.
was cool. Kind of a misdirect, right? Like we thought, oh, here we go, we're about to get it again, and then
yeah.
man gets ripped out of his waterbed and thrown across the room. So
Waterbed.
Waterbed.
Just assaulted completely.
Because there was a little split second there of, wait a minute, why is the fucking back to fluid going ever? Oh shit, this is what's
Yeah,
happening.
that's what it was like too.
bro, like, can you imagine waking up to that for real? Like, I'm just saying, imagine that was just a hairy man that was that big, just
Bro,
pulling you
you
out of your
shit
bed.
yourself,
That-
bro.
You
And
know,
he's
like,
got the most intense eyes. It's just like
and he's roaring at you, like,
Oh,
He's
and
trying-
then
he's trying to bite you, mate.
what he had on his knuckles just
Yeah,
knocked
that's
him
sick,
out. I'm just
man.
like, oh, you're not getting up, man.
Dude, that Wookiee's audio
Dude.
too was awesome. I'm so
Yeah.
happy to hear something that does not. Yeah, there was a little bit of Chewie in there, but like it did not sound like Chewie, and that's
Yeah, it
awesome.
was mostly new stuff.
I don't know the former character performer me when they fell down the stairs. I'm like, that shit must have fucking hurt
Oh,
those
yeah,
guys
yeah,
in those
yeah.
suits because they were just like, and then lands
Dude,
right on the knees. I'm like, oh,
I thought his Gamorrean guards were about to die. I was like, no.
Yeah. That
You
one
said
got
it.
bit in the neck, mate. I was like, yeah, you're finished. And he's like, yeah,
Well-
get him in a tank, man. Let him have a nap. He's fine, bro. He's fine.
I think a good thing that it sucks. Like, you don't want to keep comparing this to Bad Batch, but that's like the most recent thing we have to compare it to.
But
I think-
we're saying as well. That's like,
The good thing that this one's doing, like, you're actually invested in other people other than just Boba, right? Like,
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
like, no, don't kill them, like, please, because he's building his coup,
His
dude.
base.
I'm loving it, dude. His new Rancor, like, just all of it, dude. It's dope. It's dope.
I like Gizzy's come back. That was Nick Fury, not fucking Mace Windu.
And it was a scroll posing as Nick Fury.
Imagine
There you
the
go.
last episode. Nick Fury goes up the bob. He's like, yeah, I need your hand, man. I'm putting together a team.
the multiverse.
Oh
is
my
real.
god, mate.
You just see the Watcher next to the
Yeah,
two
yeah.
sons.
Oh man.
Oh, that'd be fucking wild, right? That whole episode.
They could do it. They could do it. That's the crazy thing.
I would
So-
stop watching it.
Sounds like a nightmare.
I would be so done if there was a Marvel Star Wars
If
crossover.
just a portal opens up, Doctor Strange comes out. No, I need a hand, man, and get that jacked guy as well. We need him as well.
Yeah.
Hulk versus
I
like
can imagine, man, big Cumberbatch just fucking appearing out of nowhere.
Oh,
I'm like,
mate.
oh, God.
Being like, our team sucks. We need more people. Come on.
He's a bit like
And
that.
bring
Like,
it-
I
bring
really,
it
up promotion.
Bring the shit you just put into the basement. We need that shit too.
yeah. Like, I really fucked up my own universe. So can you come and give me a hand?
This
Cheers.
freaking teenager from Queen just fucked us all over, and we need more people now.
He teleports himself into the Rancor bit, like, yeah, wrong door, wrong one.
Danny's got a point here, actually. He's saying he can't wait for the new Fett fan to populate the throne room.
Yes.
We're going to
That'd be
have
great.
more. Like, it's not just going to be Boba and fucking Jack, Chewie, and Fennec. And they could have how many members of this biker gang? Like 4, 3,
I
Four or
thought it was
five.
5.
5.
4 or 5.
It's not just going to be that and 2 fucking Gamorrean guards and a droid. It's not just going to be that. There's going to be like
the whole music lot, the whole band's gonna be in there by the end, man. Definitely.
Hell yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, we need some music back in that shit.
yeah.
What's that? I wasn't a fan of the colored bikes. Oh dear.
They,
Oh, the Vespas?
Yeah, they looked like Power Ranger Vespas.
The first thing I
I
thought
thought-
when I seen them was Vespa. That was the first thing I fucking thought.
I thought they looked cool. They just looked out of place. That was,
Yeah.
I think if they put that on another planet,
My Coruscant
Maybe
would have
John.
been fine.
yeah. Yeah.
I mean, they would
For
look
sure.
more in place on fucking Endor than they would on Tatooine.
Maybe they just cleaned them up.
Well,
Maybe
no,
they
it
just
would make
landed
sense.
from another planet, man. Maybe
Yeah,
they do
they're-
that at the end. They got a ship and then they just put the bikes on the ship and they just go to another planet, innit? Because they're meant to be
Yeah,
like
they're-
a proper gang sort of thing, innit? So
Yeah, they're thieves. They stole it off as there was like Fast and Furious. They're gonna get their own series and it's gonna show the heist of
They're
them
all about
stealing
family.
those.
yeah.
And
They're
they're
gonna
all
go
about family.
underneath the
All
train.
about family. Good. Thank God.
But they're
Vin
not,
Diesel,
they're
Vin
not,
Diesel shows up.
I was worried for a
they're not
second.
jacking gasoline, they're jacking water. Like
Yeah, just
fucking
stealing water,
Oh
man.
my god.
Cannon.
And stealing mirrors so she can put another one on her goddamn bike, man.
There's just not enough.
Nah.
I think it's just kind of a. Actually, funny enough, I think it's kind of a callback to the 1970s UK youth and punk scene.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
definitely.
being,
Legit, like
really-
there's every few months there's like where I live, they have these massive like car parks, and those type of like people in that community come down with bikes that look exactly like that, man.
Yeah,
That's why it
exactly.
looks so funny to me to see it.
I mean, they could just be paying homage to what is it? Pinewood? Is that where they used to film?
Yeah.
all the
That's
Star
quite
Wars
close
stuff
to me,
over in
man.
the UK?
That's literally, I'd say, 15 minutes away, man. Driving, isn't it? It's probably
really?
close.
Yeah.
Yeah, why
Yeah,
are you
legit,
knocking
man.
on the door? Let me in. Let me in.
Man, they got mad security there, man.
That's fair.
You cannot get near that place.
Nah, they got a big ass gate. Next time I go past there, I'll get a photo of it, man.
Someone told me, like, I don't know if it's true or not. I've never been down that way, but apparently, like, you've got the main gate, and then the actual studios are like a half mile inside the gate.
It's
And there's-
quite a long way. You can't like if you manage to get through the gate, you got a bit of a walk. It's not like you're there,
Yeah.
sort of thing. Yeah.
Do you guys think we're going to see Din Djarin?
Nah.
I personally, someone had mentioned this in I don't know if it was like said today or if it was said last week, but I'm okay with no other. Like someone like said, I don't want an Ahsoka to happen. Where Ahsoka
Yes.
came in and it's kind of like I wanted us to enjoy Boba and his journey by himself.
Yeah, man.
I feel like if we see like someone from we see Din, I'm like, I just saw you in The Mandalorian season 2, dude. I know you're getting a season 3. Like, I will see you soon. Let me enjoy Boba Fett right now.
Yeah,
I think
I
it's
don't
gonna
think there's
be
any need for
opposite, if
him
anything.
personally.
No.
To be honest, do you think we will see him in season 3 though?
I hope so.
What
I think it'll be
Boba in Mando?
opposite. I think
Yeah.
Boba will come to Mando.
Maybe.
Or
No,
do you
Ren.
think that
not the
arc
other one.
is completely done now that the objective has been obtained by delivering Grogu to Luke? Sorry, I mean Plo Koon.
Yeah. Get it right.
You know,
I
like
saw someone report today that Mando 3's production's been paused.
Yeah, they're shooting in LA, and with all the outbreaks of COVID, they
Oh, dude, they're moving. They're moving to Atlanta. That's what I heard too. They're
Tyler
moving.
Perry
about
Studios,
that.
right? I think Tyler Perry
No,
Studios.
it's Lucasfilms, I believe, just bought a whole new studio out here in Atlanta because I work here in Atlanta in the film industry, and someone had said Mando's filming in Atlanta, and I said, "How do I get on that set?" But I do know they bought one of the and it's brand new. They're not buying a studio; they're building a full-on studio again. Because I think what Lucasfilms is realizing, because with COVID, California is too hard for shit to be done, so everyone's moving out here to Atlanta.
Fucking
Well, now with
expensive as well. Like
that,
Batgirl
it
just
is.
started
360
filming.
film thing. You can just build that anywhere, and your set is just take it with you.
Yeah, I mean, Atlanta's becoming the new LA, basically. So
That's what I heard too. The new Hollywood is what I heard.
Yeah,
new
I was
Hollywood,
just gonna say as well. It's the same with Glasgow over here. There's like a lot of DC shit, like Batman, The Flash. They've just started filming Batgirl 2 days ago. Like Glasgow's been a night for the last 2 years. Glasgow's been a nightmare to drive around because there's streets constantly closed. Indy 5 as well was fucking filmed like last year. You know, they're using because the architecture is quite similar to was it Philly? I think some of the kind of parts of Glasgow is similar to Philadelphia. So they're using various aspects of that. But California is becoming far too, which is fucking nuts because that's where all the fucking film houses are. But it's becoming far too expensive even for studios to afford.
I think what many people are realizing is California and New York are perfect for post-production. Post-production visual effects, keep them in Cali and even in New York. But like film-wise, if you want to film, Atlanta's where it's at. I do know a lot of places are opening up, like for some reason, Arizona, I believe it's what it is.
Yeah.
Netflix, Hulu just buy a studio out there. But yeah, if Mando ends up filming here, I'm gonna fight with my life to get on that set somehow.
Fox is building one here. Fox is building its own fucking place in Glasgow because they keep on coming back and coming back and coming. They're like, well, it'd be cheaper just to have a studio here. You know, so like it's true what you're saying. You know, and my Marvel film everything in Atlanta already. So they're
still shooting stuff now.
Exactly.
Is it Disney that owns like the
Yeah, man, Foxborough.
what's the thing that like the thing they film in with the screens? What's that
All
called?
that.
Is that just Lucasfilm or does like
The
other
Blade
Disney
movie?
things
No.
have
I
access to that?
think
There are other
think-
studios that have it, like out here, like because like, and I've told Jesse and Sam and some other people know, but I know people who like work on Mando and shit like that, and they like I actually was hearing the exact opposite for the most part, like because I've heard that they've built like 3 like new sets to be able to film all of like Boba, all of Mando, and handle all of that demand here.
They could have multiple studio rather than using.
I mean,
just
but
one.
like it also it's
Yeah.
not impossible. It also makes sense to go to the other place. Like I also know a couple of people who
if they want to bust out a bunch of shows a year.
well, like I know a group of people who are doing a fan film and they rented out a studio that is that exact technology. Like and I'm trying to get in to go help help be a grip on that kind of production. But like, that augmented reality stuff is like, popping up in droves everywhere because the tech is just too good.
Yeah.
If you think about the amount of things though that Disney are doing with Marvel, with Star Wars, and that's just 2, they're gonna need all these stages. They're trying to pump out so much content.
Yeah, it's never going to stop, bro.
They're going to need all of these stages and all these studios to be able to actually effectively pump it out, especially now that we're coming through, dare I fucking say it, touch wood, coming through the other side of COVID, or starting to at least. They're going to want to ramp production up on a lot of these projects that have been had the brakes put on for a little while now. I mean, because we were supposed to have Kenobi in December. It's been pushed back to May because of COVID.
Yep.
Next year, mate. No, this year, mate. Obviously, yeah.
Yeah, May this year, but we were supposed to have it last month, but it got pushed back.
I don't know that.
But yeah, but yeah, I mean, like they I think they filmed Andor here. Sorry, I'm reading a comment. I think they filmed Andor here and Kenobi.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I mean, like it's actually some of the people that I know are strictly on those production sets to help relegate COVID and keep
like COVID, like the COVID complaint. I was a COVID person on an NBC Universal film, and I guess it's also depending on where you're at or where it's filming, because with Kenobi being pushed back, that makes more sense because if that was filmed in California, Cali was way too strict on what happens in productions. Like if God forbid up to 15 people get COVID, they're gonna pause production. And just like as somebody who wants to be a producer one day, that's like millions of dollars just like gone when you push something. But they're so like, oh my god! But here in Atlanta, it's depends on the project
Where
you're
was Boba
on.
filmed? Because if they did Obi in the volume,
They did it here.
where was Boba filmed?
They did it here.
Star Wars has been done here, or like
They both did. Okay.
Yeah, no, I one of the guys that I've talked to, he actually was the COVID compliant guy on Mando season 2, Book of Boba, and Kenobi. So
and Disney's strict. Disney.
How many
was
scenes do you think were actually in the desert? Because if none, holy cow, does that look good?
That'd be insane.
I actually think that's why
is
the
insane.
chase scene looked kind of iffy and bad. Is because I think it was filmed on that set. I don't think that they did even really any actual motion. I think that's why it looked like really old school, kind of like, oh, we have to simulate speed with the camera because these guys are just, literally sitting on a thing that's not moving very fast.
That chase scene was so comical, though, dude. I was like dying watching it.
Yeah, it was cheesy. And
The dude just like yeets over the hood, and he's like getting out of there.
Well, like all the Tuscan stuff, do you think they went and filmed out in a desert, or was that all in the volume as well?
Bro, if that was in that thing,
It's probably all in the volume, dude. Think about Mando, dude. A lot, like how much of Mando was in the volume? Like all of
I'm
it.
just saying that's an amazing stage.
That's why.
Their technology is getting amazing.
You need to remember how tall those stages are, so they can get depth of field as well. They can get those shots where,
well, if they don't have enough, they just blur the background.
Exactly.
They have the money, they have the technology, they'll do it.
I do that sometimes. I'm trying to like look in the background, see what I can see. It always looks fresh, man. It doesn't look like rubbish.
And was it Lucasfilm that came up with that tech, or was it Disney?
Lucasfilm.
It's Lucasfilm, probably.
Yeah.
It's probably ILM.
I would think it's probably ILM. Yeah, it's probably.
So
them.
not only has Lucasfilm fucking revolutionized cinema back in the fucking.
But I mean,
70s,
they do
they've fucking done it again.
Yeah, I mean that like Skywalker Sound and all that. They don't just do Star Wars. They do.
They do.
everything.
Yeah, no. If you watch Spider-Man, ILM did a lot of their stuff too.
Skywalker Sound does all the movies. They do
This is
everything.
what a lot of people don't understand. Like people go, "Oh, I love movies. I love cinematography." Like
watch the credits, yo. See who's in those credits. See who's doing every stuff. Like when you see how many units there are for every single movie, TV show, and you see what technology is being. Makes me love my industry for a minute.
What's happening, Paul? What's happening?
That's the
I'm
thing,
loving
though.
the theme tune as well, man. Sorry to cut you off, Sam. My bad.
No, not at all, man.
Mate, the theme tune now is picking up, yo. I'm liking it, man. It's not as good as Mando, but it's getting there, mate. It's getting there. When that tune starts playing,
I like it.
I actually like
I
it
am
more than
feeling
Mando's.
better.
Really
Thank
sick,
you.
man.
I like it more than Mando's.
You like it more than Mando?
Way more than Mando's.
Yeah, man.
It's so
It is
different.
proper sick, man. Everyone was like, at the start, everyone's like, oh, it sounds the same. Nah, mate. Nah.
It's got like it's got that kind of desperado, like Western feel for sure. But I like how like more energetic and lively this one is. This one, this one I don't know. It just matches better. Like Mando's fine, but like I really like this.
Yeah, every time I hear it,
I like the guy that they have doing all the music.
Helmet
What's
off,
his name? I
smoking a
forgot.
cigar, mate.
Ludwig something.
Yeah, that guy's a goat, man.
Dude, he does not do music like everybody else.
I was just
Like,
going to say to
You
our,
think Star Wars? You think orchestra?
What's
What's the most
yeah,
stuff
obscure
like that?
instrument
It's
I
like,
can find? I'm gonna use that.
Yo, let me
He
go get a
does
bass
so many
recorder.
different things as well, man. He's in so many different movies. That Ludwig guy is goated, legit.
Yeah, he did Black Panther. I know that.
Yeah.
Which music in that was insane
sick, man.
too.
I was just going to say quickly there to the to our audience tonight. Great questions, keep them coming. It's been fucking some awesome questions tonight. Do you guys think that? Well, probably a bit of a redundant question.
No.
Are you? That's true. No, absolutely not. We're all the way it's going just now. We're all going to be left at the end of this series wanting more.
Sure.
I want more now.
No.
Yeah, well, exactly. And this is what I'm saying. do
I'm
you
already
think-
panicking that there's only 4 episodes left, or however
Yeah,
many.
well, exactly. This is what I'm saying. Like, do you think they will commission another season?
It's like, what can you accomplish in 4 more episodes?
And how
I guess,
long are
it's-
those episodes
I
gonna
guess it
be?
all depends on how to end it, how it like gets left off. Because if it
Yeah.
if it kind of closes where it's kind of like, one and done season, kind of like somewhat what they did with no, I'm not even gonna say WandaVision. What they kind of did it with something, or like any anime that gets like one season. It reminds. Okay, I'm bringing up anime for a second. It reminds me of like if they do what they do with anime and they
Death
just
Note.
fit the whole story in one season, I'll be kind of disappointed because I feel like this has been a great show. Even though we're on episode 3, I still feel there's a lot of great potential even in more episodes. But if they continue, I hope they leave it where it's like it's gonna connect and just like be like, yes, I'll wait a whole year for number 2.
What if? Can I throw out a what if?
Oh,
Yeah.
we like what ifs.
I love
What if Boba gets all of the Tusken tribes together, and it's like this huge standoff in like Braveheart or something, and you get this big speech from Boba, and all the Pikes are on the other side of this desert, and it's going to be this huge standoff, and then he climbs up on his Rancor, and he's like, charge! And then it just goes to black, and it says, coming soon, season 2.
No,
Ah,
red flag.
Like, what
He'll
if it
say,
ends
he'll
on
say
something like
Avengers
that?
Assemble.
yeah, man. No, that'd be absolutely
Avengers up.
tragic.
I think I would hate it and I would love it at the same time.
To infinity and
right.
Beyond.
That'd be
I'm just
so
thinking,
bad.
how would-
and your mom.
How would
Nice.
that speech go with him just in front of the on the Rancor, backwards and forwards, And in many years, lying in your beds.
I'm sure it's going to end with him sitting on the throne, just like how Mando ended.
Yeah, man.
Only now it's his kingdom,
With a big ass cigar, and he's like, "Yeah, it's done, boys. It's done."
and he just has the little head nod.
That's it.
And the throne room's popping. Everybody,
Yeah.
all of his new friends are chilling out.
And whatever major character came into that last episode, he'll just give him a head nod, and that person will give him a head nod back, and that'll be
You may
it.
take our lives, but you'll never take my back to tank.
Mace Windu's in the Playboy costume.
He's never going in that tank again, mate. He's gonna be like, you know what? Fuck that. Last time I got in that tank, some big ass Jack guy started choking the shit out of me, just beating me up, mate. I was having a great
I had
dream.
PTSD before going.
Yeah, I'd never get in it again.
Yo,
I'll
some
just
people,
be like, put
some
me in the
people
bed
do
and
have
have
that
the gourds.
Yeah,
And how do
definitely.
these places not have like ADT or nothing? Like, how's this guy getting in all the way to his bed chamber?
Where's the pig guards, mate? Sleeping on the
know.
job, bruv.
That's
What
literally
are
what
they
I
paying them
thought.
for?
He's
Yeah,
asleep with
same as
goggles
we're,
on so I can
we're looking for a mystery
out.
saber update.
Yeah, it's there, man. It's literally, I can see it. I can literally see it in a box still. Been there for like 2 days. I ain't even
Yo,
opened it.
I've got something
Open
to
it.
show
I'll
you.
film it.
Show you
I'll
all
film
after.
it.
Is your new
Coming
Kylo?
real soon. Maybe
No,
Sunday.
well, that one too, but something else that they sent me. It's fucking sick.
Nice.
It's sick. Oh shit, man! Cheese ball finale. Will we get a cheese ball finale? Will it be
No one's laughed
Boba
at me
and
with a
Fennec
cheese ball
riding off
finale.
into the sunset hand in hand, or
The tank is my friend.
what's that?
Veneers, like new teeth.
That's just one of the things about the whole fucking thing, like because he's the crime lord, He's the what is it? What's the mad fucking Italian gangster name that's called? I can't remember what's it.
Dawn.
Don, mate. The Don.
He's
The
the Don
Don.
man, right? He's
He's a Don.
the
bruv.
John Don, right? So, like, is that how they leave it? Just Boba is there and he's fucking running Tatooine.
Yes.
I would like that.
Perfect.
I mean, what else is there?
Yeah, man. That's the only way.
How
If he achieves
annoying
that
would that
goal,
be?
if he achieves the goal, I'll accept like a Mando thing at the end, where maybe someone that we know comes right at the end. He's like, "Yo, I need a hand, man," and then it cuts the credits. That'd be sick. But if they come
What if-
before that, it's a little bit forced.
And here's a curveball. What if someone puts a fucking bounty on him and Bo-Katan and fucking crew show up?
Nah, man.
Aren't they busy? Aren't they going back for Mandalore though?
Well, I don't know. Like,
Yeah,
I think
I
they
think
are. I
so.
think that's said. That's the
Yeah, no,
plan.
that was
the
the whole
plan.
thing. Like
That was the
after,
plan.
That was the plan.
yeah, after
They weren't really bounty hunters, were they?
Well, I thought Din gave Grogu up to Jedi daycare, and then he was an independent Mandalorian again to go reclaim the homeland.
Yeah, I
And
think
he
that's
was-
the idea for it. Yeah, I think that would be sick if they go and see Boba later, and they're like, "Yo, we need a hand, man," because then he's got
Like,
an army.
You're a
potentially-
fledgling, but yeah, let's hang out. We actually like you now.
Yeah, you look cool, man. You're all right. You had that stick. Well, I don't know where the stick's gone, but you were cool last season, man. So
Yeah, they
get
call
the-
it a stick.
yeah,
I don't
he's-
know.
Get the
What was
stick.
that?
Where's the stick guy gone, man? The big fat stick guy. He's got a
Matt,
new
you-
painted armor. He's leaner now. He's looking after himself, mate. He's eating too much in the desert last time, and now he's leaned up.
that actually makes
Okay,
sense.
I wasn't the
though.
only one who noticed that.
Nah, he was wedge, man. He was like, I don't want to get too thingy, but he was eating good in Tatooine.
Hell yeah.
He was in the drive-through on his baby blue bike daily.
Could you imagine turn up to a drive-through in a fucking Rancor? How fucking awesome would that be?
You like my meal's free, thank you.
But that was like a really good point there that was made. Like, you know, what if they tie back into Mando season 3 at the very, very, very end of
That'd be good.
this?
I mean, these are some smart creators, but they also created them both, so it's like they might feel liberty to share with themselves. I don't know.
I mean, isn't that
I-
kind of didn't Favreau kind of start that with the whole Marvel stuff? Like,
Yeah.
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 But like when they peppered in the putting the stormtrooper helmet on the peg and the lady with the droids walking in the background, like I was like, oh, that's perfect. Like that much interaction between the shows, I like that.
Yeah, it's not forced. It's not in your face. I didn't even see it. If I'm being honest, I didn't even see it. Someone sent me a screenshot after, and I was like, shit, I missed that. That's cool. I think when it's too forced in your face, like you remember this guy, I think it's a bit, it's a bit dead, man.
That's actually something that I wanted to address. I like how this, I feel like, is probably going to create more interesting and deep, like, tendrils that connect everything together way more so, or at least it doesn't have, like, you know, the expectation that any, like, proper, like, sequel kind
Yeah.
of story that has to tell. And I think that this is like kind of the way it should be as far as
Yep.
our storytelling is concerned. Is like, you know, we shouldn't be nitpicking every. I mean, of course, we're excited, and I'm not like, you know, trying to diminish our enjoyment of it, and it's also fun to speculate. But I think that we're gonna probably find some really more unique stuff, and we'll be more excited to see characters that pop up from Boba in other things.
Yes.
Like
yes,
Omega.
Yes. No.
No. Okay. We know she's gonna come back at some point because her character as a whole is very unique. Granted,
I got your episode 7 finale right here. Boba's head gets chopped off. Omega picks up his helmet and puts it on. New bounty hunter character.
you're gonna
He doesn't
throw.
take the head off.
You're gonna be
He
the
gets-
reason
he
why
gets stuck
Simon
on the
ends up in the
top.
hospital. This whole thing right here is gonna put Simon in the hospital. Let's not do that.
Yeah, no, seriously, man. Every day I'm like, oh, I've got to go on the live stream, yeah, get my blood pressure going. Yeah, cool. Got to listen to some calming music when we're done.
But
What
like,
about
I-
the tank?
There's so
Yeah, nah, I'm never getting in that thing, man. That big ass gorilla dude standing there, waking me up with him. Nah.
I think so last week I found out something that Carter had posted on Instagram. It's kind of like the backstory of him, and I found out that he gets taken out by fucking C-3PO.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, by like accident, right?
And I'm just like, you're telling me the gorilla, like what?
Well, Boba Fett got taken out accidentally by a blind guy.
I mean, facts. Well, this can
Be knocking blind guys. Look at
C-3PO,
that.
and then all of a sudden, yeah, the prodigal droid, Anthony Daniels just takes him out, and I'm like,
Who am I?
Boba's droid is sick. That little helping guy, I love him.
Yeah.
He's amazing.
I need one of those in my house.
Yes. Where's Cal Kestis? Yeah.
Well, we're going to
man.
find out in the next.
I mean,
few
I
weeks.
wouldn't mind seeing that one day.
Yeah, imagine that, because you can get the real actor. Oh, that would be like an insanity. Can you imagine, like, if you've never played the game and this dude just walks on, you'd be like, "Who's this guy, man?" That'd be the biggest like fail.
Well,
Would
we're going to
you pref-
have
Go ahead.
a massive update on Jedi Fallen Order 2 before Celebration.
Yeah, it's got to be something. Got to be a
And
trailer.
it's going to be
something.
well before E3 as well. I think it's going to be like February, March.
They'll
Maybe an
probably drop like
announcement.
a cinematic trailer. They probably won't drop any gameplay first trailer like they did last time.
I would
That'd be
argue
enough.
I'd
But
argue
if
that they
Cal
probably
Kestis
will
were to
wait
walk
to,
onto a
Celebration.
show, wouldn't it have to be Obi-Wan for the time frame and the age of the actor?
Yeah, but because he's quite young, they could technically just age him up. Do you know what I mean?
Because that's Inquisitor time before A New Hope, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, he'd
That's
be
a
much older. He'd be
friggin'
way
shout,
older.
by the way, for
you'd be
Kenobi.
like 40s, 50, like late, like mid 40s to 50, something along those lines. But
Hey,
you could
man,
just
if
throw old man
90,
makeup on him.
95-year-old Mace can turn up, then he's good to go, man.
But that's an actual shout for Kenobi. That would be perfect timing. Perfect timing to
I
have
think
him.
if he were to show up, the internet's gonna break.
Oh yeah, that'd be game over.
The Star Wars internet's gonna break. I think everyone will freak the hell out, and I don't know. I think Disney Plus or Disney and Lucasfilm will be like, I think we did something right for once.
I
With
think they would
a
have to
character
upgrade their
from, like-
servers to cope with the traffic.
It's gonna crash.
Yeah.
I think that's the show I had the highest expectation for. That's where
I think I'm
probably.
probably the only one who thinks that Cal's probably going to die in the next game.
It wouldn't surprise me if he did die.
Thanks, Seabass.
As long as
Yeah,
he
well-
dies in a good way, then it'd be all right.
Well, I mean, that's some of the things that I've kind of thought about in the past is like, it's kind of not grimy. What's a better word for it? It's kind of lame that there's not like a lot of like high, like, I know that we like Boba because it's low stakes, but when the stakes are high, they're not very high.
Mm.
Like, the Chewie fake out was too quick in 9. Like, regardless of the actual film itself, like, things like that. Ahsoka keeps living through everything, but she's not but she's not actively present in fighting the greatest evil that we've ever known. Ezra's off doing God knows what, so it falls to other
Stuck
people to do
somewhere.
it. It's like, it kind of gets a little bit aggravating for me, at least, to be told like, oh, these are the core people. Why? Because all of the really cool people I know all of a sudden are too lame to step up.
That's
Yeah.
true. That's the problem, I think, innit? Because they've got a beginning and an end, and they're doing stories in the middle. And I think the only way you can do crazy stakes is go one way completely, or just go the other way. Because
I would actually argue that some of the characters don't even have ends. Like, we don't know what happened to Ezra. We don't know what happened to Ahsoka. Like, we honestly don't know when Ahsoka's story is going to end. And, like, to me, I think that gets a little bit, Isaac. It gets a little weird to, it's diminishing returns, where I love these characters and I like them, but it's kind of like how Harrison Ford thought that Han should die in Empire, because he's like Han's kind of done. There's not much more to add for him. They found a way to make it work, but
that's what I said last week on the stream. I was like, the more times they bring back Mace, Qui-Gon, all these Django, all these people, you start taking everything down just a little bit, and then you don't notice it straight away, but after a while, you're like, it becomes very Marvel comic-ish.
Yeah,
it's like, you're not really dead, bro. Like,
Well, that's how
you'll
I
come
felt
back.
like- that's how I
No
felt with
one's
Darth
ever
Maul.
really gone.
Yeah,
I mean,
that is true.
I felt that with Darth Maul. Like, I think when I saw him again in Clone Wars, I got really excited. I was just like, wait a minute, this is like a guy that we saw get completely sliced and then somehow like brought back Spider-Man style.
Well, he was really
their
mad.
legs, and he had so much rage.
Yeah,
And then once again seeing him in Solo, I was just like, nice cameo, Ray Park, great. And then the continuation of him in Rebels, I was just like,
Yeah.
I mean,
Relax with them all, man.
I'm
Stop
like-
giving
well,
up them all.
it kind of gets a little bit lame too, because like, it has to be them now. It has to be Ahsoka. It has to be Maul. It has to be you don't get you don't get to have a wild, crazy story about I don't know, like an emperor, like in the aftermath books, there were some really cool characters who were devout Palpatine heads, and they were kind of tangentially in the throne, there would be the people who left the throne room when Luke showed up. you know, in those robes and stuff. It's those guys. But, you know, they go on to start some major problems and start some major shit because they like covet the character that came before them. And then they get to rise into become their own thing.
Yeah.
But you're kind of limiting yourself from having those kind of experiences by being like, well, just kidding, it was Maul again, or just kidding, Palpatine lived somehow. Like, you know, like you take the
Yeah,
rug
yeah,
out
yeah.
from under.
Literally the
Hey, man.
line. Somehow
Just undermine their
Palpatine's
thing.
back.
I
Exactly,
mean,
man.
like we've had like it's not the first time we've had really lame like, you know, exposition and Star Wars stuff, but you know, like I won't go into it, but like I think that they should have like regardless of people's opinions of 8, they should have followed through with the theme of Kylo just staying the big bad and making that like the center focus as opposed
100%.
to taking it and then offshooting it to, you know, the guy that we all know and love.
Yep, 100%. I wanted to see Supreme Leader Ren for a whole movie. That would have
I
been.
still refer to him as Supreme Leader.
Oh yeah, he is, man. He is. Where is he? There he is. Supreme.
Dude, that Michael
him.
Myers mask is freaking me the fuck
Love
out.
him.
Yes.
Going back to bringing, you know, back characters and bringing stuff in that we already know. When you think about the return of Luke and that moment, I mean, people freaked the F out.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah,
people
yeah,
were
yeah.
like, I was bawling, like tears running down my face. And I'm afraid that they're going to try to recreate that magic and fall flat. Like that would really
surprise
suck.
me.
Here's hoping
Yeah.
not.
It's almost
That
like
was a
they tried to do that with
once-in-a-lifetime
3
thing.
movies that came out in the 2010s. The sequel trilogy, like that was the whole thing, right? Is like, you know, and then the prequel trilogy as well is like we keep on trying to chase the dragon instead of reinvent it or let the myth grow and be its own thing.
Mm-hmm.
What if they used Luke and it didn't work the way that it did? Like that could happen with Han or Mace or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, that would really be.
I still think this show
I would
will be
argue that
low
Last
key,
Jedi
man.
already did that.
I hope it
Yeah.
stays low as possible. Yes, my guy.
Proper.
Let's go.
Oh shit. Wrong button. Sorry, Chris.
They kicked him
Right
out.
out.
But like, this is the thing. Like, they kept that under wraps so well by saying, like, referring to like, even during fucking production and everything, it was Plo Koon. It wasn't Luke. It was Plo Koon.
Yeah.
And when we fucking found that out, I was like, holy shit! Like, could you imagine how even epic that would have been?
And this is like nowadays with technology. Remember when Mark Hamill was back in the day? It was just like he thought with the whole line, like, Luke, I am your father. That wasn't the line that he was given. It was like it was that moment. But someone had mentioned with Qui-Gon, I think the reason, like, whenever they do bring back characters, and but like for example, Qui-Gon's a good example. He makes sense because Qui-Gon was very spiritual and wanting to, you know, be beyond his own spirit after he died. So
Yeah,
him coming back
Well, yeah,
in
he was
voices
the first one the
makes
Force
sense.
chose to teach how to become
Right.
a ghost. We just didn't get to complete it.
But some other people, like, I don't need to see come back. I'm good.
As long
I'm
as they have a good
satisfied.
reason.
Like
They have
Mace
a good
Windu.
reason.
Ah.
Mace is a very good reason, man. Because
Mace's end just didn't feel complete. Like,
It didn't feel
we've
like it done
seen-
him justice at all.
Yeah.
what
As
else
he was
makes
falling
sense?
down,
It
We've
was a
seen,
death.
collapse
like,
of a government.
see him
we've
again.
seen
into a
Jedi
tyranny.
fall
Of
off
course
the
there's no
building so
justice.
many times and not have a scratch. But
So, I mean, it was literally like, you know, right out the window.
Yeah.
No fucking pun intended. He was right out the fucking window.
Yeah, like that
And it
one
was
lady
like-
from Iron Fist.
Yeah. Yeeted out a fucking plane.
Yeah,
But, like,
I laughed
fucking-
a little too hard at that.
Like this thing is like the whole. The more you reflect on it, year after year after year, the more you watch the movie, it didn't do his character justice going out that way.
I mean, he did beat Palpatine.
Yeah, man.
Technically.
Easy, man. I can't
Technically, he
stand when people say, "Oh, he lost on purpose." Shut up, mate. Get in the bin. I don't want to hear it. He beat the Emperor. Yeah, I'm too in.
Yeah, if Anakin wasn't
lost.
there and he swung a saber, he would have died.
Yes,
Oh,
mate.
fuck yeah.
You lost, bruv. You lost. Shut up. Mace is goated. That's it.
So I mean, at that point, you could say he had a. I mean, it was literally just because of Anakin. So
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, and I think that's kind of. I think the frustration though is kind of by design, right? Like, I think it's supposed to be awful because it's not fair that this one guy decided to selfishly make a very poor decision that literally cost everything for everybody. And like, I think that's kind of why it, at least for me, why I'm fine letting him become just a red stain with a purple lightsaber at the bottom of on the streets, is because it sucks, but so did Order 66, and we've watched that like 67 times.
Would this be the first series not to have a lightsaber included?
Yeah, actually, I think so.
Apart from season 1 of Mando.
I mean, we had the Darksaber in season 1 of Mando.
Yeah, we did. So this would be the first. So do you think then, by the fucking rule of thumb,
Mace has to turn up?
Well, I'm not getting exactly at that, but you know what I'm saying.
I mean, we've got 4 more episodes.
Yeah. Anything could happen.
I don't know. I kind of hope that they I'm funny enough coming from a guy who builds lightsabers, right? I kind of hope that they keep it separated because it's nice to. It's starting to get hard to believe that people like on the Death Star will be like, oh, you're just a part of a hokey religion. It's like, sure, I understand it's a galaxy of billions of people, and the Jedi were only tens to hundreds of thousands, but like, we're so used to seeing lightsabers and the Force and everything like that it's a given for us. But it would be cool to see how the other walks of life actually get on without having people being able to lift shit with their minds or having a fucking magic glow stick that cuts through everything.
Yeah.
I do like this one from Izzy though. He wants to see Mace one hand and a blue glazed over eye drinking at the bar. Like, do you speak
That's it,
Bachi?
man.
Motherfucker,
That'd be so
do you
sick.
speak Bachi? Like,
You just say nerf herder.
It's a tasty burger.
Royale with
that was
cheese.
a tasty run.
I agree with Sebastian though that it's nice that this is so separate. Like, don't bring in all the other stuff. Let it just stay separated. And
I completely agree. But just
I'd be okay with
thinking back to that, there, it's like a little light bulb in the head. However,
And I feel like this show is almost like the best type of fan service because they're not bringing everything in. We don't have a new baby Grogu toy going on here. Like, this is just for people that enjoy Star Wars. They're not trying. I don't think they're trying to get.
We're gonna get a
Rancor
Rancor toy.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
know that's coming, man. Yeah.
gonna get a Rancor toy.
Big ass.
And everybody's gonna
Rancors,
hate its
Funko
name.
Pop.
And you just know that Hasbro are going to go in fucking hard on those Vespers. Like,
Maybe.
it's coming, man. It's coming. They're going to
I
go in
want one.
fucking hard, man. You know, give it 6
Imagine
months,
mine,
man, and
there's a grocery
fucking me and Chris are going to be unboxing fucking Vespers.
As long as it's
45
rideable,
minutes
I'm
to
down
watch
for
each
it.
fucking mirror. What are you saying there?
As long as it's rideable. Was it
Do you
like-
imagine
like-
turning
like-
up to a
than a
fucking
Segway.
con, one of those things? Hot tape,
Hot
Plo
take,
Koon's-
Plo Koon's
Well-
alive too.
Well, Plo Koon can't be alive because he get fucking blown out of his fucking starfighter. So,
Yeah, he literally
Whoa,
exploded.
at least when you can fall
He went up
really
in a
high
ball of
up.
fucking smoke.
Nah, he's cool, bro. He landed on some soft stuff, bruv.
Well, the Emperor fell down a shaft and he just turned into a clone body, so it's.
Darth Maul got cut
so
in half,
Ahsoka
mate.
pulled him through the world between worlds, and if you saw when the camera got engulfed by flame, that was actually the fire that that Palpatine was shooting at Ezra and Ahsoka in the world between worlds, leaking out through the portal, and then him going backwards. If you see that, that wasn't him crashing; that was him getting pulled through. So you're all wrong.
I thought that was Doctor Strange pulling him in.
I was just gonna say, and then Doctor Strange reversed time, and then they redid.
Hell
it.
yeah!
And also, you said Shaft. Sweet.
And Gandalf was there.
Gandalf. Oh, fuck.
Hey, I'll take Gandalf any day. Imagine Gandalf shows up.
He
Yeah, we
shot
actually
that,
haven't really had besides
Oh.
Old Obi-Wan, we haven't had a really cool wizard-esque
Get
character. in a
Dumbledore as
while.
well. Get him all in.
Yoda's kind of the old wisdom wizard, isn't he?
Yeah, true, but he's kind of like a Merlin quirky guy. I'm talking a stoic,
Thou shalt
Gandalf,
not pass.
flat out. Boom, roasted.
Quill.
Quill. Who?
Quill and Mando. He was kind of like the
I have spoken.
yeah,
Oh yeah, that guy. Yeah. Oh, that's fair.
a little bit.
Who is a character though? If you think about
You.
the timeline of me, Rogue One, New Hope, Empire, Jedi, Mando. Who is a character that could completely just curveball 180, not expect it, show up? I've been thinking about this all week, and I got nothing.
I mean, I
Kylo
don't
Ren.
know. Not to
Chopper.
credit-
Actually,
Chopper. There you go.
Kylo Ren as a kid.
Yeah, Ben.
Ben Solo was
Yeah,
a kid.
man.
But
10-year-old
why?
Ben.
How old is he? And
Love it.
I think he's
He's like-
about. I think he's like 5 or 6.
Yeah, he's like
Yeah.
somewhere between 5
well, if
and
it's
10.
5 years after Return of the Jedi,
Yeah, it didn't take them long to procreate.
Yeah, you know Han and Leia are not playing games, mate.
oh, we could look this up.
Damn.
Second
Is
actor.
that how they
Man.
bring
I like the
Han
first
in?
one.
I
First
haven't-
Dumbledore's sick, but I personally prefer the second one, man.
I think we had a lot more time with the second Dumbledore too.
Yeah. Just I remember seeing him as Caban
Yeah.
the first time. I was like, whoa.
Ben Solo
yeah,
was
yeah.
born 5, so right now he's born. He's a
Oh, yeah.
newborn baby.
Yeah,
Oh
cool.
my
we can see
God,
him
we're
as
just
baby.
gonna get a
Baby.
play date between him and a geriatric infant.
Baby Grogu.
Yeah.
Barry, quit fucking.
And then
with
he
the
was
timeline.
29 when he died.
I outlived Kylo. Yes.
That's fucking impressive. No,
Not
I was
as
literally,
wide, though.
I was trying to rack my brains all week thinking about the most unexpected character that could potentially pop up within that timeline that could have some sort of major weigh in on the whole plot and storyline.
I think they already did it in Mando. I think Luke is probably going to be the
Yeah,
best
and I
option for
don't
that.
think there is one. I think we're
I
just
don't think
going
they
to
will do
get.
it, man.
I
Yeah,
think we're
they-
going to get a lateral story, start to finish, no big surprises.
Yeah, and
You know.
I don't think this one needs it. This isn't like
Yeah,
I think
Wait, so based off
Mandalorian-
this timeline, I just had this thought. That means we could have a toddler Kylo playing with baby Grogu.
Oh mate, imagine that's how Grogu dies. Like Ben
Yeah.
just chokes him out or
Yeah.
something accidentally.
well, does
Oh, man.
Luke take Ben from birth, or does Luke take Ben? When he's a bit
No,
older?
no, they
There's a certain
they,
age.
in the aftermath books and stuff like that. He Luke gets him around like I don't know 6 to 10, something along those lines. He gets him as a kid because Han and Leia can't really handle him. Not that he's like freaking out with his powers and stuff like that, but he's just like he's fairly unruly because Leia has a way too much of a demanding career trying to be it like after she was doing her Jedi training, but then becoming a politician. And then Han really could not settle down very well, which is another
Yeah.
reason why their relationship was so strained. So he was kind of just, I wouldn't say he was like, left to be raised by droids, but it sounds like it was pretty damn close to that.
I like that idea though, man. Miserable Uncle Luke and a bunch of droids.
He's my favorite Luke.
That's enough, man. That's enough.
Here's an
Someone put
interesting one.
Mid Ohio put Lando. Lando is a
Yeah.
possible. Yeah, that is a possible, man.
But right
That's
after
good.
Rise of Skywalker, really?
Yeah,
Would they
yeah.
utilize him?
I don't know why he'd show up though, innit? That's the only thing. The whole thing with Mando is we know he needs to get Grogu to a Jedi, so it makes sense. But there's nothing that makes sense in Boba. I think everything is lower in Boba. I think the big, huge stuff now will be Kenobi and the Ahsoka thing. I think the Lando show itself will be like how Boba's like. It's very narrow viewed. It's not wide. It's just showing you the story and showing you new characters and stuff. It's not like going to all these different planets and all this stuff.
When's Andor out? Is that our?
I don't know. I think it's coming out later this year, is it
Is
not?
that our December this year release?
I'm not sure.
I think it's
I
very,
think
very late this year.
I
right
think
at
we
the
have
end.
2 shows this year though.
Because
Yeah.
the way it's starting to feel is like we've got one major show, one filler show, one major show, one filler show, one
Yeah,
major.
I think that's going to be the model.
And
Kind
if-
of like how Marvel's like, bro.
well, I'm just
Loki,
going to
WandaVision
say,
is all about the plot, and then you've got like Falcon and Hawkeye. That's very niche. please the fans, give us
Yep.
some new stuff, make the characters' personalities improve on them. Because Boba, let's be real, he's kind of shit. Apart from being in Mando, he didn't really do anything, bro. He didn't speak. I mean, the first time I heard him really speak, Battlefront 2, you can say like certain quotes, and one of the quotes is something like, "If you triple the price, I might let you live." And I was like, "Whoa, this guy is not playing games, man. He is serious." And then obviously he's a changed man in Mando, so we're like building up his character, sort of thing.
No,
I think that's something a lot of people wanted too. We didn't really know who he
Book
was.
of Boba is like, it's almost like our Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Yeah, man, exactly.
You know.
And Obi-Wan is gonna kind of be like One Division. It doesn't properly go ahead with the story, but it is very center of the story, sort of thing. And then I think Ahsoka will be like the Loki. That's really projecting future stuff, because that can really go anywhere. I mean, we know Kenobi can only go somewhere. It has to end. But Ahsoka,
I don't like Kyle Katarn, Mid Ohio.
Well, if this is
I
our
want to make
fucking,
everybody mad. I really don't like Kyle Katarn.
if this is
I'd
our
be okay
filler
with it.
show, if this is our filler show, it's a great filler show.
yeah, I wouldn't say filler show, but it's like our relaxing show, man. Like, you don't
Yeah,
have
like
to stress.
that's how they're treating it. They're treating it like, a big one, small one. But and if this is the small show, it's fucking great.
Oh yeah, man.
You know,
It helps build out it helps flush everything out, and it's like it's this kind of like I have a prediction for the future, regardless of the actual quality of the sequels, kind of like the quality of the prequels, with enough supplementary leading up content. I think it's gonna eventually flip to where
man.
people are gonna like it a lot more
Like I
because
said
of all
last
of
week.
the other shit that we see that leads up to it.
are we going to get another trilogy?
Just give me a goddamn Kylo TV show. I don't give a shit about anything.
Yeah,
else, man.
no, I want
I don't
an
give a
animate. I want an animated in the style of Clone Wars of Luke and Ben in the New
I'll
Jedi
take
Order.
it, man.
That's all I want.
I will take anything, man. The perfect show, like my dream show, is Kylo has only just become the Master of the Knights of Ren.
Oh, yeah, that would be cool too.
That
Just
is
like a
the
flat out
absolute.
bad
That's like
guy
my
show.
perfect thing. I don't even
Yeah.
think Adam Driver would be on board, but I'm sure a truckload of money would make him on board. And then just
He's
pay the
already-
man his show.
He's
And then
already
let's
said
go,
that
man.
he would be more than happy to come back if the story was right.
Mm.
You know. So I mean that says a lot. I mean, there's only one way you can go with that, as obviously prequel pre-2 7. I just
I would
really
take
want,
another Clone Wars style show. I'd be happy with that.
but like, what about like? I mean, I know we're gonna get Vader and Kenobi, but I just think they're missing so much with not giving a Vader show of some sort, or some show that's revolved around pure imperialism as live action.
I think we're
No.
probably going to see the imperialistic aspect come in from Bad Batch, and then I'm going to push back and say that the first 6 movies were about Darth Vader, and
Yeah, but there's a lot of shit that's going on in between.
no,
I don't think that- I don't think
lie
they
to the
can.
people. You
I don't
just
think they
want to
can
see
do.
him beat people down and be mean and crush people and be a monster.
It would
which
just
I
be
think
like the
wouldn't
Force
be-
Unleashed game, bro.
I think Kenobi's
It
going
wouldn't
to
be a
lose.
good show.
Yeah, it'd be sick, but it'd be stuff that we know is going to happen, man. Like if you played the Force Unleashed, where he goes around slapping Jedi, it'd just be the same
Yeah, like
thing. But
would we
Kylo
all
did
love
it.
to see it? Yeah, but we saw it in
Vader
Rogue
did
One.
it,
That's
sorry.
all we need.
Did you
That's
guys
very true.
did
The
you
more
guys read the
mysteries are,
Darth
the better.
Vader comic book, the one that Carter just did the series on?
Yeah,
So I bought it and I read it and I was like, damn, if this was like in a live action, this would be so cool. But I don't need it. I appreciate it just on paper. Like I
Yeah.
still like it that way.
Did you guys read the book by James Luceno? The Dark
Which one?
Lord Rise of the Darth Vader?
Yeah, is that
was-
is that
that-
current canon or is that Legends? That remind me.
I believe it's current canon. It's just it takes place literally just right after Episode 3.
Right, because that was
Yeah.
that was when him
Yeah.
and Palpatine crash land on that planet.
Yeah, and literally,
Yeah,
I was
yeah,
I
that
was
one-
reading it,
that one
and
was
I was
cool.
like, "This is something I'd love to see live action." But if it doesn't happen live action, just hearing and just reading everything, I'm like, I'm happy with just reading it and knowing what happened in between that time. But live action would be sick too.
can I just say Jake had a big win this week?
Oh,
Yeah, no
that's
joke.
a big man win.
That's a fucking huge win. That's a
Yeah.
flex.
nice.
Speaking of books, though, the Darth Plagueis book, amazing. And if they did like a young Palpatine show, that would be
Oh man, imagine that. That
Well,
would
they're
be
bringing out Acolyte, which is around that
unreal.
era.
No, I think Acolyte's at the end of High Republic.
yeah. I thought Acolyte would have been
Acolyte is
older.
like when Homie's born.
I
Yeah, it's
thought
I'm not
not-
sure.
Acolyte-
We did the
proper- it's
timeline
proper
breakdown
new
a while
stuff.
ago, but I don't recall. You could be completely right. I might just be.
I thought Acolyte was
Looking at my
round
ass.
just after. It was supposed to be just after Plagueis.
No, that doesn't. Like, I think that if anything, it should like Acolyte might secretly involve Plagueis. I think Acolyte. Like my prediction for the show is that we have it's a dark side centered show where it's, I believe, a female lead, and she's the current apprentice to Plagueis. She grows a conscience or something like that. Eventually flips to the light side because we can't have bad guys be our main characters for too long. And then Sheev comes around, and then eventually ends up with her dying.
Have
Like
you
that
read
guy.
Darth Plagueis, Sam?
I've read about half of it.
Okay, so I mean, you know that he was alive during the Phantom Menace, right?
No,
Plagueis was, yeah.
Yeah, Plagueis was
according to
alive
that
during the
book, yes.
Phantom Menace, and Palpatine killed him during the Attack of the Clones movie.
Yeah, the timeline's like a lot tighter than like according to that book, the timeline's a lot tighter than.
Dang,
people
I
think.
didn't know that.
Yeah,
So-
the first paragraph is how he kills him, and it just like it's the prologue of how
Yeah.
he kills Darth Plagueis, and then basically goes to the Senate and it's like,
Nice.
and now I'm your emperor, and I'm just like, oh my god, this all happened at the same time. It is so freaking good.
I never caught on to that. Actually, I need to go back and fucking read that part again.
It's yeah, it was a pretty good book. Like I do like it as far as all of the extended universe content stuff. I like that's probably one of my favorites. But like yeah, no, I don't have anything else to say about it. It
Just-
was a good book. It was a really good book.
We
I
just need
bought
to
these and I still haven't started on them.
Oh hell
Oh,
yeah.
get them read.
And I heard I heard they're good, and I was like, I don't know. Well, my little one's running around. I just don't have time to sit there and really read.
Plagueis lived for 115 years. So yeah, he could totally be an acolyte.
I mean, he was the one before, or maybe it's about Plagueis and like kind of how he comes about and the master that he had before he was the master. I don't know.
If they do Plagueis, that'd be amazing. That'd be so
The
sick.
fact that Plagueis was still around during Phantom Menace and Sidious had a secret apprentice in Maul just makes him so much more fucking
Well,
rebellious
he
and
wasn't
badass.
in correct me if I'm wrong, Elvis, but I don't think he wasn't a secret. He was kind of like a Saj Ventress.
Yeah,
Oh, right.
and
Maul had the position of Ventress, being just a Sith assassin.
right.
And-
because
and on the
Plagueis
side,
made
I mean, he was
Mace
called his
sent him to
apprentice, but
Tatooine, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, he calls him his apprentice, isn't it, in the film?
yeah. I mean, of course, on the side,
Yeah.
he's gonna pull him aside and be like, "Hey, you red and black tattooed motherfucker, I like you. You and me we're gonna take over this shit." And, they're like- and then he goes right back to Plague. He's like, "Oh, that guy. Oh, don't worry about him."
Yeah, don't worry about that guy. He's my driver, man.
Yeah, they were worried about Qui-Gon, so that's why Maul was really sent to Tatooine, was to kill Qui-Gon, if I'm not mistaken. And that was all brought up in the Darth Plagueis book.
I might have to read that now.
I'm gonna have to reread this from the fucking start.
It's so freaking long. I had to do the what's that audiobook?
Audiobook.
Audible.
Audible, yeah. I had to do the Audible thing. It's so long. I listened to, I think, 18 chapters driving from Minnesota to Texas, so that took up a good chunk of time.
The books just give you a lot more of an insight, and there's some really good books out there. But the problem is, and we keep on going back to this, like we went back to this fucking last year. You just sometimes don't know what's canon and what's not anymore because they keep
Yeah.
on fucking retconning shit with books and comics and
They know what we like, man.
just assume that everything before Disney, besides the movies, doesn't
fake.
exist.
He's all
Yeah,
right.
I think
That's kind of what the gist
I'm not
was.
trying to
Yeah.
I'm not trying to admonish people's like personal feelings about it, but I don't think it's as convoluted as people think. I think it's literally, from this point on, this is what, because I think that's what they said. They just said like right now when we
Yeah.
purchase it, the Clone Wars movies, these books and these movies count, and then we're gonna change, and then everything else is gonna go into the Legends category.
But what's great is you got guys like John and Dave that are stealing from Legends.
Yeah,
It's not
man.
cherry picking. Yeah,
They like
I
this
like
guy.
that, though.
We'll take him.
I like the
Just
cherry
chuck 'em
picking
in, right?
aspect of it because
Yeah, it's sick, man.
It's
I
like
know
what
a lot of
Marvel
people
does.
like Heir to Empire or whatever it was, but the concept of having Luke with 2 U's as the clone and he was the bad guy, like that's some.
Is that
that's
the
some
Dark
crazy
Empire
stuff.
thing? Is that one?
I don't remember which one that was in, but like I wasn't a fan of those kind of storylines and those thoughts.
I think when it gets too much, then I check out, man. It needs to be like controlled, man. There needs to be like a level. That's why I was actually really worried about Jedi Fallen Order, because I was like, if this guy's too strong, I'll probably check out. But luckily, his powers were like contained, so they're believable.
I was kind of like
you
that
don't
with
want a
Star
Galen
Killer.
Merrick running around ripping Star Destroyers.
Oh
out of
man, that
atmosphere?
guy was
exactly.
too much, bro. Like, he's epic. To play it was epic, but imagine that was canon.
Absolutely
That'd be,
right.
two
Pulling
Master
TIE
of
fighters
Apprentice
off
is
the
a good book.
wall.
Yeah, just mid-air, they're flying by, he just stops them like that. Like, okay, bro.
They've had their fucking opportunity to make him completely canon, and they haven't. So
Nah, they never will, man. Those games.
I
are
don't think
way
they
too
should.
much.
I think it's
He'd be like the strongest person in Star Wars by so much as well, just based on pure force powers alone.
and
the
not to
idea
get
of Vader having a secret apprentice, though, is like,
yeah, it makes sense.
yeah.
But
Well,
then they
what's
lost
crazy-
me with him being a clone of himself, and
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah,
all that kind of crazy
that
stuff.
second game went crazy.
They'll bring Star Killer into the Ahsoka show. They'll have to fight the apprentices.
There you go.
Well, how,
That's
like how you
what-
mentioned, like there was so many opportunities to bring Starkiller in, even in that book of the Dark Lord Rise of Darth Vader. He goes to Kashyyyk, just like in the beginning of that game. So like that opportunity could have happened,
Yeah.
and I believe he fought a Jedi on Kashyyyk, a few of them in that book.
He'd be like
So the,
Apocalypse in
opportunity
X-Men.
was there.
I know it'll happen. They'll have a really serious conversation with Ahsoka, and he's like, you know, have you ever heard of the multiverse?
Yeah, and then Doctor Strange just pops up and he's like, "What's
Yeah,
that?
we're back.
Hello?" Yeah.
We're not going to
Like-
get away from the multiverse now, are we? Let's be honest.
Be like, our universe is fucked up. We need help from other people now.
If Star Wars ever did multiverse, proper time travel, I'm done, mate. I'm just saying it now. I am
Yeah.
done. There needs
Yeah,
to be
no,
the
I
limit.
think the one time between World of the Worlds was like as close as you're gonna get.
Yeah,
And
that's cool.
I
I'm
know a
down for
lot
that.
of people. Like, I know that there's a fair amount of speculation of people thinking that like that's going to be some way to kind of like change storylines or retcon things and stuff. But
Nah,
like,
man.
if you look at it, even though it had time travel aspects, it was still a linear story.
Yep.
Ahsoka had to live because Ezra pulled her out, and it just is what it is. Yes, they used kind of weird magic to do it, but it was always going to happen that way.
They can never
Here's,
do a Marvel because at the end of the day, the key difference, all the heroes, I'd say 80%, they're all on Earth, man. They're all on Earth. Whereas Star Wars can be anywhere. So I think as long as they run with that, give us any character, anywhere, at any time, it's cool, man. It's Star Wars, it's going to feel good, and that's it. They don't need to be like no crazy dimensions and all this stuff, man.
I want to see future series they actually show like Batu to make it more relevant when you go to Disney.
Wasn't the Star Cruiser in Boba in this episode?
Yeah.
That was my thought.
Yeah,
Well, they call it a Starliner.
Starliner, right?
Yeah, that's what it is.
Here's a quick thought, just going back to Kenobi for a second. Do you think, and first of all, I'll be the first to say I will bawl my fucking eyes out.
Yeah.
Do you think we're going to see Vader / Anakin visit Padme?
I want to see
On
that.
Naboo?
That's in the comic book. It's in the comic
I
book.
will
Yeah, it's in-
cry.
I don't remember which one it is, but I would love to see that.
There were some
think
fan
they
made Battlefront videos and stuff
Yeah.
too of him visiting her tomb and stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's kind of his whole thing, right? Is to just be really sad about that constantly, like in his private moments. So
I think I posted it on my Instagram
That
story.
would be unbelievable, man. If they give layers, That'd be so sick.
Izzy, you could see it in the holiday special Lego.
Hell yeah.
It wasn't bad, by the way. It was actually all right.
I love those Lego specials, man. They're fun.
No, we don't need time travel involved. I think we just run. We leave things as they are and let it run. You know, Seabass will tell you that for episode 8.
And no more clones.
So what's the status of Naboo through the Empire?
I don't know. Fine.
We don't know yet.
I'm sure it's
Maybe we
probably.
do, I don't know.
Well,
Maybe
didn't
it's
they-
hell.
didn't they show
Well, I
Naboo at
think
the end of-
Battlefront touches on it a little bit, right? Because they on Battlefront 2 that you eventually go back and you help
Yeah.
liberate it. But I think it's the Emperor's homeworld, so I think it's a shell. I think they upkeep kind of like how you have guided tours through North Korea. I think you probably have like a really nicely maintained area to say, hey, this is where our guy's from. Check it out. That's pretty sweet, right? And then and then like, behind the scenes, maybe all the Gungans are,
Bring Jar Jar back.
yeah, bring Jar Jar
I,
back.
I love how you just fucking compared Naboo to North Korea.
Well, I mean, like when you're talking about like, totalitarianistic governments and like mass
Yeah.
and stuff like that, like there's a facade. Like that's nothing new. Like,
Well, I can see how you arrived at that conclusion. Yeah, absolutely.
I just
Never
don't see the
fucking
Emperor
here.
ever wanting to go back there. It seems like a bad memory for him. I mean, he killed his family and stuff. Like, I just don't think he would
He
want to have
don't
any.
give a shit, man.
I
He
agree
don't
with
care,
Sam
bro.
100%.
He's like, you know what? I'm going back and I'm gonna put my feet up and do jack shit for a few days, man. Let all his like Goonies do everything, and he's just gonna relax, mate. In his robe, in his bathrobe, not even his Sith robe,
And it's open. And he's just
and it
exposed.
is open, mate. Just his hood up. Everything
Yeah.
else is open, relaxing.
I'll tell you one thing I seen recently, which was it was on Instagram, and it was one of the last scenes from the Phantom Menace when Qui-Gon's being cremated, and you've got that scene where you've got
Jar Jar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jar Jar next to Palpatine, the whole rule of 2, but then the
Darth
only
Maul.
person that's standing between, literally, it's so metaphorical but so fucking beautiful as well. The only person that's standing between Palpatine and Anakin was Padme. Like they put it right there. You go back and watch it, you'll see the way they're like the way they're standing.
Yeah, man.
Like there's so much stuff in these fucking films that most of us probably haven't even clocked onto. It's so subliminal. It's unfucking believable.
I'm gonna pull
Yeah,
it
when
out.
Dave Filoni explained the whole thing about the Maul's fight with Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan, like when he explained that whole thing in the Mandalorian thing.
That is so.
Everybody was
unreal,
like,
man. Yeah. That is unreal, man.
Yeah, and you seen it in Rebels, and then all of a sudden,
They took 20 years to tell us that.
yeah,
Yeah.
and then you see it, and you're like, "Shit, he's fucking right." Like, yeah,
Well, no shit, he's fucking right, dude.
yeah, he fucking done it. But like, how many people actually picked up on that? No one.
Nah, no one, mate.
No
Well,
one. And
no
it was
one,
like
man.
so fucking blatantly obvious, though. It was right there. He went from the hole to the hole. And then you see Maul's eyes going, oh, hello. I recognize that stance. You know? It was genius. And
I
no
love
one
the
picked up on
deliberate
it.
amount of effort, but I actually wanted to, because you asked me to come on the stream and be myself. So Sam, here I go. I love that you might be totally reading way too far into shot placement. And they might have literally just been like, all right, and Natalie stand there. You just stand there. And then, like,
Fucking look
and later we're like dabbing our eyes. Like, she was the only thing keeping him.
I'm sure
going.
there's plenty of that in Star Wars, dude.
Oh, I know.
Yeah,
it's
man.
just, it's and it's fantastic. I live for it. I love it. It's just like it's so funny how like these arbitrary things can become something to us and mean so much and be impactful, even though they were literally like, oh, I used gaff tape on a lightsaber, but it's like, oh my god, no, dude, like that's the thing. Like
You got to get this brand of
you
gaff
knew
tape.
what you were doing when you put that gaff tape on there.
That sync knob, bro.
We were talking about this morning. It was like, that grip is like 2 millimeters far too high up. Some people are just like fucking. You know,
Right,
like
so, dude.
calm down. Well, when it comes to graphics, maybe no. Oh shit. So
I hope so, Izzy. I hope so. Some things should stay a mystery. Some things don't need to have every like little thing handed to us on a platter because we might not like it when we have to eat it.
what do we think?
Ignore them.
Just going back to Boba real quick. What do we actually think next week will bring? Do we think
No idea.
I don't want to say. I don't want to start predicting things because I like not knowing at this point. I like being able to see what happens, pause, freak out for a minute, and then keep going.
Rancor stuff.
Yes,
Rancor
give me some
stuff.
Rancor training.
Yeah.
That'd be so cool, man.
How about predictions?
As
on
for
what
like
the
main
name is?
storyline, no idea.
I have a
Yeah.
generalized theme. I think it's not any kind of event. I just think it's just escalation at this point. I think tensions will just start to rise and mount. Sorry, I'm programming lightsaber.
Rare
Have you
rare content.
have you messed with 6 yet? 6 pass?
No, but I watched videos on it. I can see why people are not super confused by it, but I see why people can be. But it's actually pretty straightforward. I'm really excited to check it out. There was a weird bug going on with 6.3, and sorry, people, this is Profi lightsaber talk really quick. This is there was a little bit of a bug going on with 6.3, and some of the big wigs just say 6.4 is already on its way, so just wait. So that's what I'm doing.
I think 6.4 beta's out next week.
Something like that. But like it's really promising. But I think the level of entry has gotten higher, but the view and the level ease of use afterwards, after it's set up, is going to be like very much worth it.
Yeah.
But it's not much more effort than what we're used to. But it's cool to see everything like actually laid out, like as far as the edit mode styles and stuff are concerned. But I'm gonna.
That's the only thing that confuses
talk way
me
too much about it.
So we will need to have a conversation, a long conversation about it, man, because that's the only thing that confuses me is that. Anyway, I completely digress. So no one really wants to give a stab at what they think. They just kind of want to let it all run. Yeah.
One thing I'm curious about is are all the characters just throwaway characters? Like, for example, Milton from Office Space, I forget his name.
Okay, so that doesn't. I thought that was him too. He was in Dodgeball.
Yeah.
That same guy.
Yeah.
Right?
In fact, I put a meme
that's
out on Instagram a little bit ago. But they owe me 1,300 credits.
Oh yeah, dude, Stefan Root is so dope. I was so happy to see him show up.
I mean, is he just a throwaway character? Is he done? Or are we going to see him again? Same with Jennifer Beals. Is that her name? The girl from Flashdance, the Twi'lek.
No, I don't know.
Like, these are, I don't want to say they're bigger name characters, but like, I'm scared. Like, Danny Trejo, like, is it already going to be done? Like, are all these characters going to have
him?
reoccurring?
Definitely not.
There's not room for them.
Come in at
There's
some
only
point riding another fucking Rancor with a fucking machete. That is going to fucking happen.
Nice. Well, I mean, Elvis, don't forget, like we literally are right now in an age of just constant crossovers where they have found a way to deliver enough exposition for the people who matter enough to be able to give us, like how many main characters were in Endgame at any given point, and everybody got a little bit of a slice. Yeah. But also going back, like very briefly, because I know I'm pretty long-winded about stuff. They like this is how we care about these characters. This is how Boba Fett start. Is hey, I really like that. The lady who ran the Katina in Boba. It'd be cool to see something else with her in it. Like that's why I'm saying like I enjoy this so much, and I think a lot of people are picking up on it. It's a breath of fresh air to allow these people to be just cool characters, and then we put more meaning and stake into them ourselves, as opposed to worrying about if they're going to be in this, if they're going to be in that.
Agree.
What's the substance of this person? What does this person symbolize? What do they mean? Why are they there? Like, but I wouldn't worry about it because, like, I think you're seeing them enough right now that you want more, which is actually a pretty good indication that they're being well utilized.
There's There's a lot of
Yeah,
actors
and then-
who are fans, and they're like,
I'm gonna
"Listen, just
program
put me in a
something real quick.
I'll be right back.
Stormtrooper or something." There's a
Yeah.
lot of people who just want to be in the movie.
Like they
just
don't
for
they don't
show
have the
just
time
be in it.
to dedicate to a character.
Exactly.
Like
They're
like
"You know what?
IG-11, because he was like
Yeah.
an actual producer, so
Hmm.
they had to kill him off.
Yeah, it's like just put me in
They
there for
couldn't
3
commit
seconds.
forever.
I'll stand there and I'm cleaning somebody or cleaning something or just pouring water. And so let me do that for 2 seconds.
Yeah, wasn't
then we all
James
we all
Bond the
Daniel
stormtrooper?
Craig was the
Yeah,
stormtrooper
man.
from
Yeah.
Force Awakens, yeah. And
Yeah.
his I think he was TK 77. That was his name. I love that.
Oh, we're talking
Yeah,
random
that's it.
cameos.
The random
Um,
cameos you just see that sometimes like they're such super fans that you just have to throw them in there.
Simon Pegg.
Wasn't
Tom Hardy was an 8, but they
Yeah,
cut
he was,
they cut
yeah.
his scene.
he was
Yeah.
a stormtrooper, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
He was the one who was all like, "Hey, you're FN2A17. Like, you know, you got it." Yeah, and he slapped him
Yeah.
like, "You got a promotion, bud. Nice work."
That's the hard part about cameos is then you want to see more, but in reality, it's just a cameo.
That like
Sometimes I
gang
just
we
like
have
to leave
now.
it there.
I was gonna say that gang we have now. Do you
Wasn't
think they're gonna get their own
Ed
show?
Sheeran in Star Wars too?
No,
Yeah,
let's
he
not
was
make this a
over
bad
Skywalker.
batch situation.
Yeah,
Let's
I
not
read
do
that.
that.
That's what that could end up. A bad batch in
need
space
that.
with some random.
Didn't
Oh, his
Didn't
blood
Three
Prince
pressure.
gang
William and
people.
Prince
Somebody give him
Harry
his pills.
play stormtroopers as well?
Sorry, what?
Prince Harry?
Prince William and Prince Harry played stormtroopers at Pinewood one
Yeah, I
day.
think they were in
I
They
might
might
have,
be.
yeah.
I
Ed
think they were in
Sheeran
nine.
was a stormtrooper and some alien.
Not sure. Daniel Craig was
Yeah.
also a stormtrooper in 7.
Daniel Craig as well, yeah. He was the one that was like, "I'll tighten those restraints."
Yep, and then he was like, and I'll drop my rifle.
And
Okay.
Wasn't Simon Pegg the
No, that was-
alien
I
as
thought
well in
that was-
7, wasn't
The James Bond dude.
Yeah,
I
that's
didn't
Daniel
think
Craig.
Craig.
Okay.
Daniel Craig, yeah.
I don't know.
And
people's
then
names.
Simon Pegg is
it? Alien, isn't it? In 7. Yeah.
Undar Doc. No, that's from.
I
I forgot his name.
The fucking
Yeah,
the bread guy.
credits. 1/2 credit. Who's that guy, man?
1/4 portion.
Yeah,
He was
yeah,
from,
that's him, man.
Oh,
Yeah,
that
that's him.
is
That's Simon Pegg, isn't it? I swear it is. Or
Yeah,
am I-
Simon
am I
Pegg.
tripping?
You're right.
Isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Simon
yeah,
Pegg.
yeah. Sick, man.
I just can't remember the character's
Trek?
name. Yes.
Yeah.
I still
He's also
stand
Shaun
by
of the
though.
Dead.
Like Simon Pegg's best movie, man, Shaun of the Dead.
Yep. Shaun of the Dead.
I love
Shaun
that
of the
movie.
Dead is goated, mate. Even Hot Fuzz is really good as well.
Hot
though.
Fuzz is amazing.
I thought it
so
was
sick.
underrated.
My favorite
Yeah.
Simon Pegg is Run Fat Boy Run. God, I love that movie.
Oh, it's so
I haven't
good,
seen
man.
that one.
So good. Him and Nick Frost are just fucking like they're just so good together. You know, Paul was fucking great,
Yeah, Paul was good. Yeah.
but that's what it'll be. It will be Simon Pegg. He'll show up. I don't know. He'll show up as Scotty from Star Trek. Whatever happens next week, I hope it's not like as he says. I hope it's not filler. I hope they continue the trend of being, using the time wisely because they have. I mean, they have been. Like, even though today was only for a half hour, they
I think
I
because
feel
they're
we don't
sticking
put
to
it-
just Tatooine, there's no filler. Because with Mando, he was going on all these different planets
Yeah.
and stuff.
Yeah.
Side
Where
mission.
when they just
Side
stick to one
mission.
place, it's like they can't. It's got to
But
be interesting.
I also think this is what the writers and the producers, especially with John leading the charge now, they're really taking what the fans do say online and like kind of using it to edit their own works in some way, being like, yeah, you know what, we kind of probably did a little bit too much filler for the Bad Batch. We see how these people are reacting online. We really have to use the time we're given on screen the right way because we want to produce great content and continue for this to keep going down the line, so they kind of entrust us to continue with more shows and movies.
I feel like filler episodes are good if you release the whole season at once.
Yeah.
If you're gonna make us wait week by week, and then this
Yeah.
episode is gonna be like a filler, then everybody's gonna get pissed. But if you put out a whole season at once, I don't think anybody,
I think Sam.
It
I think
won't
Simon,
be
I think
as-
Simon would have actually liked the Bad Batch if that was to happen.
right?
I think if they
Like if we binged it now,
Oh yeah,
No,
Let's try it, Sam.
No.
Let's do it.
Sorry,
You want
No.
to?
He
Is
stopped
that
at
way,
episode
mate?
4,
Let's do it,
and he's
dude.
not
No,
going.
I watched the
back.
first one again, and I'm checking out straight.
In fact, I
after
actually
that.
watched
I
the
think the
first
pacing
episode
was
again,
too off on that show.
because it was
I
so
thought
good.
the first one was good. Isn't that the one with Kanan?
First episode was great.
First
yeah.
episode was
Yeah.
wicked. On my review, I was like, "This is so good," and then 2 came. I was like, "No way!" It's
Well,
gonna be like
everyone
this.
got teased with Kanan that first episode, or basically, we don't even have a name for him technically, but we all knew it was Kanan.
Yeah.
And then
Caleb Doom.
absolutely nobody.
She
Nothing.
yells
You never
Kanan,
saw.
This
Oh,
is
did
the
she
thing,
really?
though.
yells
Like,
Kanan run, I think, doesn't she?
for
I gotta watch
3
For Caleb.
episodes, we got nothing but Hera.
Yeah, which I like those.
Oh, I
love
loved-
those.
Anything that
love
had to do with
them.
Rebels, I was cool with those episodes.
I
The
love
first
seeing
episode was
Chopper again.
great. The episode with Rex was good, I think, right? When they were like in the thing.
Yeah.
Oh,
You can't even remember, bro. You're trying to remember. You're trying to
Because I only watched it once, dude. But I don't know. Yeah, I mean, it was okay, but it just left us disappointed week after week after week. Like, like the endings weren't like, oh man, like I can't wait to see the next episode. You know what I mean? There was no like clip.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was more like, is that it?
Yeah.
We'll be like, okay, guys, see you guys again next week.
That's when you know it's
yeah.
filler. When the ending
Yeah.
don't get you hooked in, man. That's when you know it's real
But guess what?
filler.
Season 2 comes out. We're gonna be there.
But this is the thing: if they'd done season 2 and just released it all, if it's going to be the same
If they,
fucking routine and release it all, it would be
I think it'd be
better
okay. Yeah.
than it would be if they just done it in dribs and drabs. I
Yeah.
don't think season 2 is going to be anywhere near as long as the first one. I think it'll be 10 eps, maybe 8.
I
Yeah,
don't
'cause first
know.
one was what, 16?
16. I don't know, because with animated shows, especially with like what they've done with, like, for example, Clone Wars, I think every season was
That was a
split up.
weekly show too, wasn't it?
That was a weekly
Yeah.
show. It was
Yeah.
also, I think,
But
the
there was a lot of
first-
filler.
It was
There was a lot
also
of
good.
filler.
So much filler.
And I
But you
think
care
every
about the
season
characters,
had
man.
like 20 something episodes, like 16 to 20 something episodes for
Yeah.
each season. Which is why when the last season came out, and I was just like, I need more than just half of what you're giving me.
But that was
I
the
like
I
the characters,
binged Bad
man.
Batch, and my experience was I didn't mind the show. Although when we got to the last episode with Camino, I was like, okay, is that it? Like, I still had the same reaction as everyone else, but I mean, going episode to episode, I didn't ever have that moment of, is that all this week? I just moved on to the next one, you know? So
Oh yeah, no. Every week we were like, man.
You should have seen Jim's reaction. Every single week.
I wonder if it's because it's like too accurately paced to like more of a real life situation where you actually have like slow governmental implemented change that
Yeah.
drags on and it slowly turns into.
It was also playing like right
think-
next to like Loki, wasn't it? Wasn't
Yeah,
Loki going on at the same
yeah.
time?
it-
And
it-
I
it
was
was
I was
one of the
team
couple-
Loki like 1,000,000%.
Well, and those
I was
shows
like,
came out back to back. It was like WandaVision, Falcon and the Winter Soldier,
Yeah,
Loki.
that
It
was-
all
that was-
yeah.
back to back.
I was
That's
just
it,
like,
man.
yo,
First
screw
half of the
Star
year went to
Wars.
Marvel,
I'm full Marvel
literally.
right
Yeah,
now.
yeah, it's pretty Marvel centric.
I think it's
right
just
now,
because
for
you
sure.
care about the characters, man. I don't give a shit about Bad Batch, man. Like, I
True.
don't care about none of them.
Yeah.
You got the stupid one, all these like different versions. That stupid Omega. What version? Fucking
I remember, actually, you know what?
They're
I
just
remember
so
this from the
boring,
live last
man.
year. I remember this from the live. Every single time they kept saying, "What do you think is gonna happen in the next episode?" They're gonna be like, "Oh, the guy's chip is gonna freaking, like, it's gonna break
Yeah.
and he's gonna go off the rocker." Every single, I remember everyone kept saying that, but no, I just last year it was just to me it was bad timing. Also, when season 7 came out for Clone Wars, that arc was not my favorite. Because that's not what I was there for. I was there for them to finish whatever happened between Anakin and Ahsoka and all that.
But yeah,
crap.
the last like few episodes were the good
That's
ones.
all I needed
Yeah,
was
yeah,
right
yeah.
there. When
Yeah.
the Bad Batch came out, I'm like, that's cool. I'm glad we brought homie back. I didn't need a whole show.
Nah,
Yeah.
no way. Give us a mini film, 90 minutes. And
I
get in the
definitely
bin.
think that with this one, they've learned from the mistakes that were made
Yes.
previously.
Because didn't they sign Bad Batch on before like the Clone Wars even finished? I swear that was a thing.
Well, I mean, it's animation, so it takes a couple years to make.
So they
I-
were probably sitting in the office going, they're
100%.
gonna love this, and then they're like, they didn't fucking love it, so just
Yeah.
scrap it, mate, and get
I'm
it.
gonna
get rid
I'm
of
gonna
it.
make a prediction right now. Season 2, everyone's gonna pull a 180. I have a feeling they're going to completely
Yeah,
swap
it'd be
it.
totally different, and it'll be
Yeah,
it'll
no,
probably be really
I
good.
think that they
Yeah.
it took a lot of exposition to kind of set up, you know, a change of power to set up these characters and like, you know, the situation that we're in. And now that like, you know, now that the Empire can actually start to, the moment that they swap to actual Stormtrooper armor is like gonna be when shit gets really, really real. And I think everyone's gonna like flip and
Actually see Darth Vader.
Yeah, right. Yeah, because there you go. Vader can come back.
Do you think you'd get Vader in Bad Batch? I think that's that thing, though. It's like, oh, here we go again.
Yep.
Take the big man in. It's like you don't need to see him. Do you know what I mean?
No,
Like,
but I mean, that's what
you
everyone
want
wants.
to, don't you? You want?
I do want to see him.
Darth
I do.
Vader.
I do want to see
It
him.
makes sense. It's his time period.
Well,
Yeah,
who would they fight otherwise?
He's the leader of the 501st. Like, it's him. Point is like once the like, you know, the dust is settled from the Clone Wars and people start to understand what the Empire is and all of the actual stuff that starts to come out, that's when you're going to start seeing a lot of like, you know, the they're cliches, but they work, right? You're going to start seeing like the heart-wrenching stuff of like, you know, the stormtroopers going and doing raids and, you know, subjugating the Wookiees into like, you know, camps and stuff like that. Like you'll see all of that kind of stuff. And then that's when people will be like, oh man, we really got to start to fight this. And all of a sudden Star Killer, you know, Galen Merrick's storyline of starting a rebellion is gonna, you know, kind of kick off with these group of clones now.
I mean, I think that was the best part about the whole Bad Batch thing was the implementation of the Empire.
I was just gonna say when they like were showing the chain codes and things like that starting to be created on the planets where you had to change all your credits to, you know, Imperial credits. Yeah. Was that in Bad Batch or was that in Clone Wars?
That was in Bad Batch.
Bad Batch.
Okay, well that was the best part of Bad Batch then.
Yeah.
Yeah,
man.
Which is hilarious because that's boring as hell. Honestly, like on paper, that's boring as fuck. Like, oh, then our main characters are going to be stopped at a checkpoint. Why? Because the money's different. Oh.
I don't know, man. It sounds like 1980s Northern Ireland to me.
Or 1984.
1984. But like, I mean, that was it was the simple best thing about the whole fucking series was just seeing the implementation of. Well, first of all, that first episode was just like one of the greatest animated episodes of all time.
That episode, I'll be honest as well, that's like a 9 for me. That episode is so good. I was like thinking to myself, if it's at this level, it'll be better than Clone Wars. Imagine every episode was that hype. It would have been like one of the best Star Wars things ever, and it just went like that, mate.
And it's a shame because the rest of the series did not do that first episode justice at all.
Nah,
it deserved so much better, like so much better. You know, I'm honestly like I hyped as shit for the Bad Batch because obviously we knew it was essentially going to be another Clone Wars, like, you know, season 8.
No, I'm gonna judge you, Jake.
But like, yeah, man, Sebastian will always judge you. Well, it just turned into fucking dog meat, man. It was literally terrible.
Well, I mean, it's kind of a really, like, how do I frame it? It's like you're watching a World War II movie and it begins with the fall of Berlin. Like literally the end and the grand crescendo of the war. That big display happens, and then now we're just dealing with fallout. Of course it's going to be boring,
bro, man. If you're making a goddamn an animated show, you can literally make anything from nothing. If you're making an animated show after Order 66 and it is boring as that,
but we take this shit too seriously anyway, so why not make it like about bureaucracy and like, you know, the implementations of governments and yada yada yada, like, you know.
Yeah, I mean, maybe they needed one season to just get that out of the way.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying.
I just want to know who thought Sid was a great idea.
I'll say
Filoni
thought Sid was a great idea.
What? Why not? He kind of isn't he helming Bad Batch? Who's in charge of it?
See if that's what it is.
Filoni.
If that's what it is. And the whole first season was just a fucking grand setup, for something completely epic.
If
I would be so happy, but I can't
put my hands
see
up,
it,
man. And I'll say I was wrong, I judged it too quick. I'll
All
say
right, everybody,
straight up,
zero up. We're gonna
Same.
binge the whole thing right now.
No, I'm not rewatching
Zero
one,
Disney
man.
Plus right
I'm not
now.
rewatching
Let's
it.
do
I'll go
this.
into 2 with
No,
an
dude,
open
let's do it.
mind. Never.
Disney
I will
Plus
watch
right now.
season 2 with an open
Star
mind.
Wars. Where's that?
But
Bad
I
Batch.
can't watch it again. That
Bro.
I think I'd rather kill myself.
No,
I
can't-
tried.
I
I
don't
tried
actually,
to.
Awesome.
Couldn't do it.
I don't actually
Awesome.
think I can watch Omega
I
again.
think
I
I
feel-
think
I'm
the
actually
only
That's good. There's
sweating.
16
I'm starting to
episodes.
sweat just thinking about
They're
it.
30 minutes each.
8 hours.
Jesse's ready to
less
watch it
than
now.
them.
First episode's like 75. Wow. First,
Yeah, the
first
first
episode's
episode
long as hell.
He's a
Jeez.
beast, mate. He's a
Yeah,
beast.
because they tried doing this like
Everything else is 30 minutes.
episode premiere into
Jesse's
one.
ready to go, man.
Yeah.
He's
That's
fucking
how you
Alright,
know.
let's do it.
That's how you know they
3,
knew it
2,
was shit
1,
because they done
go.
that big episode in at the start. They knew that.
Sam, did I do what you wanted me to? Did I stir the pot?
Oh, I love you for stirring the pot, man.
Come
This is why we're
Zero
friends.
up.
I have Jim
do
in the
this.
pot. Let's hear it.
Let's do this.
Square up. No, I think.
Hey guys,
I think.
sorry to cut
I
you guys
think
off, but I gotta be a dad
if
now.
the sent. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, you could.
Bye,
No, my
dude.
daughter's over here, so now it's time for me to go because she's looking at me like, "Are you done?"
I think the sentiment, if the sentiment of in Filoni and Favreau we trust is true, then this first season was a necessary evil, and it probably will pick up and be something pretty amazing.
Here's hoping, man. Chris, absolute pleasure, dude. No pun intended. Thanks, thanks for coming on, man.
No, quite had fun, dude.
You're always welcome on here, dude.
I'm glad. I'll definitely as soon as I get the invite, I'll definitely come back.
Hell yeah, man. Been an absolute pleasure.
Jesse, let me know how far you get into Bad Batch today.
All right, dude.
Yeah, you'll know when he's just.
Guess you're just like
He
bad, dude.
he doesn't upload any ever again because he's got full on depression, mate, and he just can't do it anymore.
Or alternatively,
Yeah, you guys
he
take
doesn't-
care of
he
yourself,
doesn't
okay?
Laters,
upload
man.
anymore.
I did.
Take care,
Okay.
Chris. All the best,
See ya.
mate.
Guys.
He doesn't upload anymore because he's just too enthralled.
He's
And he
just
can't-
he's just
he
done,
can't
mate.
stop
He's like,
watching it.
I can't make sound fonts again. I'd just rather be deaf and blind than watch Bad Batch again. Oh man.
Well, I mean, I think that's a pretty good place to stop the show, guys.
Yeah, on a negative again.
Bro, we're
Oh, we're
just
on the
getting
show?
started, dude.
On a negative.
I think this is a good place to stop it. Where right before everyone fights.
We're gonna come off and we're gonna zero up and watch Bad Batch.
Yeah, let's do it.
I you see, watching Clone Wars, I'll do. I'll watch the movie.
Just
Yeah,
because-
people's elbow from here, man.
That's what's gonna happen, man. The fucking rock's gonna show up in Tatooine.
Oh
Jesus.
no.
Well, listen, everyone. Thanks for watching, and I tried to get predictions out of these cats for next week, but I think it's safe to say everyone's.
They're going to
enjoying
name the
it
Rain
very
Corps.
much.
That's the whole episode.
Rancor
yeah.
training
Fido.
is a definite.
Rancor.
Oh, and everybody's gonna hate
Rancor
it,
training.
just like Grogu. They're gonna hate the name.
Who hated Grogu?
Everyone.
I thought a lot of people were like,
Everyone was
he's
like,
on
it's
Baby
Baby Yoda. It's like when oh my god, because I was working at Disney when
You could still call it
came out.
Baby Yoda.
Everyone was like, Baby Yoda, Baby Yoda. Even the merch said Baby Yoda.
That's fine.
No, I mean that's and then
Yeah.
the second I was like, there's a name to the character, and they're like, what? What is it? I'm like, Grogu, and they're like, who the fuck came up with that?
Like, did you watch the best
I'm like, Did you
episode?
not watch the show? They're like, no, I
Roast you.
only just thought it's cute. It's adorable. And I'm like,
I mean, yeah, but the best
Cutest part is
episode
when
of
they
the
say
whole
Grogu
season.
and he goes, huh?
Yeah.
but Ahsoka's like, what's your name? What's this? Got you.
I love Grogu.
I'm 50
man.
years old, but I can't talk.
Yeah, I'm confused on how they're gonna develop.
Dude, that whole
story.
thing, like, if
we
anything
got
actually
into it.
like boils my blood, it's like how the hell a Yoda species ages.
Or
Yeah.
maybe we don't get any more of it, and that's it.
Yay!
They wouldn't do that.
No,
I think Kylo Ren just chops him down, mate.
Disney's
No,
gonna be
no,
like,
no.
damn, we
grabs
need
him
money.
with one hand
Let's
and
do
just
Grogu.
chops him up, and then
Oh,
and that's
God.
it.
I think he's gonna be like Groot.
Say it again with
He's gonna
slower
be like a
stems. I need
teenage
it.
pissed off.
Be like,
Yeah,
grabs
but-
him.
How does, dude? We talked about this before. Like, bro, he's 50 years old.
Mhm.
Yoda dies when he's like 900. When did
Yeah.
Yoda become a Jedi Master? Do we know?
We don't know. Also,
When he
like,
was
what,
51
at
years
what
old.
point does he like?
Yeah,
it's- it's
yeah.
also for-
If
well,
it
it's
took
also
him
fun-
50 years to like not even still speak, you know what I mean? How like,
or move correctly,
yeah, How's he gonna like?
No,
it's
for
gonna
real.
take.
He doesn't
Yeah,
even
it's
have
true, it's true.
autonomy.
It's gonna take
when he
hundreds
rolls
of
the
years.
Like, what the hell?
You know,
I
I'd
think
make
if you
the
look at that
argument that
timeline-
Yoda still hasn't learned how to speak in 800 years.
True.
If you look at that timeline, though, and you kind of look where Grogu is after 50 years, you're talking at least maybe 200-300 years until he's at a competent level of fucking speech.
So whenever
Exactly.
he
Or
does
it's
meet
something
with Kylo,
dumb
it's
as-
like,
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to talk over you.
oh no, you're good.
And think back to the puppet version of the Phantom Menace, how much aging there was between that puppet and Return of the Jedi, and that's only what 30 years.
Yeah.
I think my actual theory is that there's probably some weird.
Benjamin Button type thing. going
No,
on with
just
this.
a long gestation period that occurs outside of the womb, or developmental period, excuse me. That it just takes fucking forever for them to learn, but the moment that they get a handle on it, their growth is exponential. And then it slows back.
If not,
down.
we'll get a Baby Yoda show that's
We'll get a full fucking book
300
about
years
it.
in the future.
Yo,
Can-
how sick would
can
that
you
be?
With
imagine
no
And
other
then people are
characters
like,
that we know.
what's your name? He's like, Grogu Skywalker.
Grogu who?
They're like, we needed to bring the Skywalker name back in some way. It's
Absolutely.
Oh, fuck my life. I
Actually,
like
I
Rey.
actually don't mind the Rey Skywalker stuff for the record.
No,
if anyone else
I'm
wants to fight me.
sorry, man.
Oh no, that's it. She is a Skywalker.
I
Yeah,
know it was
why
a
not?
tribute. I know it was a tribute. I get that, right? It was homage. I get it.
But
Bella fucking
Yeah.
Palpatine by blood. I mean, that's that.
But I'm
I think
also
Rey's
like,
gonna end
I
up training
just
Grogu.
can't.
That's how you know Sheev was freaky, mate.
yeah, dude.
He went back to Naboo in his robes, and he's not playing games, man. That's it.
That was a clone.
Yeah,
Or is that what he calls it?
exactly.
I see.
And on that note,
Good lord.
listen, I want to thank everyone again for hanging out and talking absolute nerd garbage. I love it every week. 4 more weeks of this, guys.
I'll never see you again.
To whoever's free.
We're not going to
to
see you
whoever's down.
again, bruv, because in a few days you're going to be on Bad Batch episode 4, and you're going to be gone, mate.
Yeah.
You're gonna be with me, dude. We're gonna go and call.
Yeah, just going to sit in
Yeah.
a fucking coma, just like,
I'll send you a StreamYard link. We're gonna watch it together.
fuck, man.
I get my
But,
70% rum out and just down it, mate.
There we go. Dude. If that's what it takes.
It will-
man.
yeah,
Jack
that is
Sparrow.
it.
Why is the rum gone? And it's only 5 minutes.
Yeah,
later.
I'm not gonna
Who-
lie, Simon. I feel like if you were drunk, you would somehow enjoy it.
Do you know what I mean? So
of Old Navy,
sometimes
and
I like
that's it.
stream Warzone because I drink. Sometimes I play Warzone, and I get trigger happy on Warzone. So yeah, I'm down to watch something, but not Bad Batch, man, and maybe not Solo because it's pretty bad as well. But anything else, I'm down, man.
You don't like Solo?
We had this conversation last week.
Nah,
I don't fucking remember shit, dude.
Yes, he's been
I
drinking.
like Solo.
it's
Oh, it was
alright-ish, but
Ish, dude.
ish. It's an ish.
It's
It's like the
alright.
worst movie.
Fight me right
out
now,
of all of
bro.
them. It is the
Fight,
worst movie, man.
fight.
Wait, come on.
Across the pond. Go.
Yeah, dude. I'll come over there.
Can I come too? I really want to go to the UK.
Yeah, let's go together.
Yeah,
Let's
let's go,
fucking
man.
come over, man. Fuck it.
We're not going to go to Scotland. though.
We'll meet up in like New York and then fly out from there.
Absolutely. No Scotland, though.
Yeah. That accent's too
Goldfinger.
thick.
Oh, mine is nothing, man.
I know.
Mine is mine is enunciated for your
No,
fucking
I understand you pretty well, actually.
understanding.
You can actually understand him? That's good. I've been faking this.
Sam's been Americanized.
The best thing ever was when Kieran said he now has on his fucking resume that he can understand Scottish. That was hilarious.
Perfect.
It's a fucking skill. But anyway, that's going to end it this time. So thanks to everyone for joining. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week.
Laters.
Laters.
Peace out.